Urban Cultivation, starting my immortal path from Key Refining Level 1. Greetings, fellow multiversal adventurers. It's an honor to have you back in this saga that has us all hooked. Official channel statement: this story is 100% epic fiction, so please don't attempt real magic. The results aren't guaranteed and insurance won't cover it. The rights to this masterpiece belong entirely to its brilliant original author. We are just a barge sharing it with you. Do you want to keep being part of this amazing community? Join our ninja army of subscribers on YouTube and give this content a like. And for true fans, our Patreon has exclusive ninjutsu waiting for you. Chapter 26 New Plan. Damn it, he's alive again. Why can't he die? Zhao Wenbin, you're such a fucking idiot. He hasn't even finished the lab yet. Why did you send him away? Are you so impatient to get your jade pendant back? Su Jing'an's eyes were bloodshot. He wanted to roar, but he was afraid to alert the others, so he kept his voice down, looking a little frantic. He had no doubt about what Su Yang had said in the hall. Zhao Wenbin had previously discussed this with Su Jing'an and knew that Su Yang had taken many of Zhao Wenbin's possessions. Although Zhao Wenbin didn't realize the jade pendant's significance at the time, he had worn it since childhood and had developed a strong attachment to it. Therefore, he mentioned it to Su Jing'an, promising to return it after killing Su Yang. Su Jing'an had a memory of the pendant. Combining this with Su Yang's words, Su Jing'an placed all the blame on Zhao Wenbin. Damn you, you bastard. I arranged for you to take Wang Pingchuan there just in case. Who told you to act so early? If it weren't for you, Su Yang might have died in the lab explosion by now. Su Yang, why are you so lucky? From the moment you were born, you've had everything I could never have in my entire life. I've set up 2 sure kill traps, but I still couldn't kill you. Why? Su Jing'an was furious, on the verge of a violent outburst. Just then, a phone call came in. Su Jing'an glanced at the caller ID and gradually calmed down. When the call was connected, a cold male voice came from the other end. I know everything. Did you send Zhao Wenbin and Wang Pingchuan? Using a lab explosion to eliminate Su Yang is fraught with uncertainty, so I've made 2 plans. Is that a problem? Su Jing'an asked. This is a big problem, the man on the other end shouted angrily. Why didn't you notify me? If I had known this, I wouldn't have bothered to do it. I missed the chance to take out Su Yang. What do you mean? Su Jing'an frowned slightly, then suddenly realized something and demanded. Did you send that country D assassin? Yes, damn it. Why did your people save Su Yang? Su Jing'an was furious. I don't know the details. Maybe he mistook Zhao Wenbin for Su Yang and Wang Pingchuan, the founder of the mountain founding sect, for Su Yang's bodyguard. That's why he killed them and caused such a huge blunder. Wrong person. Su Jing'an gritted his teeth. Damn it. You have to explain this to me. Shut up, Su Jing'an. I'm not your enemy. Why are you mad at me? Don't forget our common goal, the man on the other end continued. Only by killing Su Yang can I get Li Fixun, and only then will you have the chance to take over the Su family. Before that, we must unite. Su Jing'an calmed down completely upon hearing this. Tell me, what's the situation at the Su family? The man on the other end asked. Su Shenbing already knew someone was trying to kill Su Yang, but Zhao Wenbin didn't betray me before he died, and your death squad probably didn't betray you either, Su Jing'an continued. Su Shenbing couldn't find any clues, so to protect Su Yang, he decided to put him under house arrest. Death squads are called death squads because they're determined to die when they complete their missions. If they fail, they'll commit suicide immediately. Do you think they've earned that reputation in vain? The man on the other end of the line smiled at first, then frowned. Su Yang's been put under house arrest. That's trouble. It's hard to kill him. Don't worry, I convinced Su Shenbing. He decided to use Su Yang as bait to lure out the mastermind, so Su Yang wasn't put under house arrest. Su Jing'an continued, but it's true that he's hard to kill. From now on, Xiao Ting will secretly protect Su Yang. Xiao Ting? Okay, I get it. He's only in the middle stage of Huijin. I have a late stage Huijin warrior here. If he makes a move, Su Yang will be dead. Tomorrow night, I don't care what method you use, you must get Su Yang to Jadefinger Fairyland. Leave the rest to me. I'll see him die of exhaustion in a high-end club. This death suits his current image, haha. As soon as he finished speaking, the phone was hung up. Su Jing'an felt a sudden sense of relief upon hearing this, and sneered. Su Yang, at the late stage of Huijin, is more than capable of dealing with Xiao Ting. This time, I'll see how you escape. Su Jing'an then straightened his clothes, regaining his gentle demeanor, and began to tidy up his room. After each outburst, he would return his room to its original state to avoid detection. It had become a habit. Early the next morning, Su Yang emerged from his training. After yesterday's battle, he was even more eager to become stronger, ready to face the perils of Earth. Zhao Wenbin is just the young master of a middle-class family, yet he's accompanied by a master as powerful as me. I wonder if Su Jing'an has a backup plan. Su Yang muttered to himself, it seems I need to go to the Nine Gates black market. I must reach the second level of key training as soon as possible. As for school, with Hua Shimiao's help, it doesn't matter whether I go or not. Having made up his mind, Su Yang got out of bed and planned to find the Nine Gates black market on Shongshan Road on the eastern suburbs to buy some low-grade spirit stones for cultivation. However, when he arrived in the living room, Su Yang saw Su Jing'an, who greeted him with a smile. Brother, good morning. Are you getting ready for school? Yes, my dear brother. Are you going to the company at this hour? Su Yang smiled softly and put his arm around Su Jing'an's shoulders, like a pair of close brothers. Yes, Su Jing'an pushed his gold-rimmed glasses and nodded. My godfather is semi-retired now, and I need to make many decisions at the company. Thank you for your hard work, my dear brother, Su Yang said gratefully. It's not hard. It's all for the Su family. But, big brother, there's something I need to ask. Su Jing'an smiled, then began to hesitate, as if he had something to say but was too embarrassed to. Seeing this, Su Yang patted Su Jing'an on the shoulder and said casually, good brother, if you have anything to say, just tell me directly. Don't be polite with me, then I'll tell you. Su Jing'an looked around and found that no one was around. He whispered, big brother, you said you would treat me to a high-end club last night. Are you serious, huh? What are you planning to do again? Su Yang sneered in his heart. I'm not afraid of you messing with me, I'm just afraid that you don't dare to mess with me. You bastard, if you have any conspiracy or tricks, just come at me. With this thought in mind, Su Yang smiled and said, of course I'm serious, brother. Do you want to go? Su Jing'an looked particularly embarrassed, his face flushed, and he said shyly, brother, can you take me to experience it tonight? No problem, but, brother, weren't you always not interested in this before? Why are you suddenly interested now? Su Yang asked doubtfully. To dispel Su Yang's doubts, Su Jing'an had already prepared an excuse and revealed a secret of his own that he usually couldn't bring himself to talk about. Chapter 27, The Fierce Li Kiki. Brother, to be honest, I've lived for 20 years and still haven't tasted a woman, so I'm still a virgin. Su Jing'an pushed his glasses up, blushing. You casually said you'd take me to a club yesterday and arrange for 8 or 10 technicians for me. I was immediately tempted, but my adoptive father was right there, and he turned it down for me. I was too embarrassed to agree. Back in the room, my heart was already racing to the club. I was so excited I couldn't sleep all night, Su Jing'an said with longing. Haha, Su Yang laughed heartily. Brother, I didn't expect you to be a virgin. That's so embarrassing. Many people start having sex in their teens these days. Su Jing'an was incredibly embarrassed, blushing. Brother, keep your voice down. Don't let anyone hear? Okay, Su Yang smiled. I'll take you to the club tonight and turn you into a real man. Humph. He finally fell for it. Su Jing'an sneered repeatedly, but feigned gratitude, saying, great, thank you, big brother. I heard the technicians at Jade Finger Wonderland are very good looking, and they also have models, college students, and female celebrities. Can we go there? Su Jing'an suggested. No problem. Big brother will make sure everything is arranged perfectly for you today. Su Yang nodded, then smiled playfully. But, my dear brother, the technicians at the club are all seasoned and experienced. How can a young bastard like you handle it? Su Jing'an replied awkwardly. No problem, let me tell you right up front, if you're done in seconds, I won't play with you anymore. Su Yang chuckled. I don't think so. At this, Su Jing'an felt uneasy. He hadn't lied to Su Yang, he was truly a virgin, so he knew nothing about this kind of thing. Okay, brother. Wait for my arrangements tonight. If nothing works, we can take some medicine. Su Yang patted Su Jing'an's shoulder, likely guessing he had a new plan, otherwise, he wouldn't have offered to go to the Jade Finger Wonderland. However, in the face of absolute strength, all conspiracies and schemes are mere paper tigers, sheer force can crush them all. Su Yang said goodbye to Su Jing'an and left the Su family manor. As soon as he left, Xiao Ting followed, secretly protecting Su Yang. Su Yang sensed Xiao Ting's presence but didn't say anything, feigning ignorance. With Su Yang's strength, getting rid of Xiao Ting would be easy, but he couldn't do it openly, or Xiao Ting would become suspicious. However, Su Yang had an idea. He would go to a high-end club, book a private room, and hire 2 technicians. Xiao Ting would naturally assume he was up to something, so he wouldn't watch. Then, Su Yang would knock the female technician unconscious and leave the club unnoticed, thus concealing his true intentions. However, Su Yang had barely left the manor when a beautiful girl, fuming, approached him. She was wearing a loose-fitting tracksuit, the top so large it looked like her boyfriend's, and her long, slender legs were a real eye-catcher. Her hair was tied in 2 long ponytails, her eyes were as big as grapes, her round face was brimming with collagen, and she was choking on a lollipop, looking incredibly adorable. Now, the girl, carrying a baseball bat on her shoulder, stood in front of Su Yang with a furious look, a stark contrast to her adorable image, making her look even more endearing. However, the sight of her gave Su Yang a sudden headache, and he hurriedly quickened his pace, attempting to flee. "Stop!" The big-eyed, adorable girl stopped Su Yang, one hand gripping the baseball bat, the other removing the lollipop from her mouth. She gritted her teeth. "Su Yang, I finally found you, Li Kiki." Su Yang met her gaze and frowned. "I don't have time for a fight. Get out of the way. I have things to do." "Quite right." The adorable girl with big eyes was none other than Li Kiki. "Hey, Su Yang, you've gotten so bold. You even dare to call me by my name." Li Kiki swung her baseball bat and threatened fiercely. "Do you believe I'll beat you up?" Su Yang could sense the energy surging within Li Kiki, clearly a practitioner of the ancient martial arts. Xiao Ting was still observing from the shadows, so Su Yang hesitated to take action, lest he arouse Xiao Ting's suspicion. After a moment's thought, Su Yang offered an ingratiating smile. "Hey, big sister Kiki, I just woke up and my mind is a little foggy. I was wrong. Please don't hit me, that's more like it." The term big sister pleased Li Kiki immensely, but then she remembered her purpose and angrily declared, "Su Yang, you're a piece of shit. You actually knocked my sister unconscious and gave her to Zhao Wenbin. Today, I'll show you how powerful I am." With that, Li Kiki crushed her lollipop and rushed towards Su Yang, baseball bat in hand. "Fuck," Su Yang gritted his teeth. "Li Kiki, don't be so arrogant. I used to think you were a woman, so I wouldn't bother with you. Do you really think I can't beat you, Li Kiki sneered. "You're just a piece of trash. I've already mastered the dark energy. Beating you is just bullying." HMPH, Li Kiki, you're too arrogant. Today, I'll show you how powerful I am." Su Yang rolled up his sleeves and said seriously, "To tell you the truth, I've been learning martial arts from Xiao Ting for a long time. Now I'm going to defeat you, take your baseball bat, and then beat your little butt with it. I wouldn't be Su Yang if I didn't make you scream, you big talker. All you can do is brag," Li Kiki said with a scornful curl of her lips. "Who's bragging? I'm going to attack now." Su Yang made a few moves, looking serious. Seeing this, Li Kiki stopped and looked at Su Yang warily, wondering if he had really learned martial arts. "Fei Zhuan, are you here to cheer me up?" Su Yang suddenly said. "Fei Zhuan? My sister's here?" Li Kiki instinctively turned her head, only to find no one behind her. She looked around curiously for a few seconds, but didn't see her sister. "Su Yang, are you blind? When will my sister come?" Li Kiki turned around, only to find that Su Yang had already run into a Bentley not far away. She immediately realized that she had been deceived. "Haha, Li Kiki, it's true what they say about big breasts and no brains. With your IQ, you still want to compete with me? Go to school for another 2 years, Su Yang said with a playful smile, then got on the Bentley Mulsanne and drove away. Li Kiki chased after him in anger, only to be hit by a mouthful of exhaust fumes and dust. Pooh, pooh. Looking at the Bentley driving away, Li Kiki's face turned pale with anger. She threw away the baseball bat and roared fiercely, "Su Yang, I'm not done with you. You can't get away." Li Kiki was enraged and drove her red sports car to chase Su Yang. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28 I Like Your Uncle. Half an hour later, a Bentley Mulsanne appeared at Jadefinger Wonderland. Su Yang arrogantly parked his car outside the gate. "Sir, you can't park here. There's a spot over there," the receptionist said politely. Su Yang stepped out of the car, his eyes fixed on the receptionist, and he said calmly, "What did you just say, Su?" Young Master Su. Su Yang was a frequent visitor, so the receptionist naturally knew him. Upon seeing the Bentley's owner, the receptionist's face paled with fear. I didn't say anything. Young Master Su, please come in." "Yes, that's about it this time. Have your manager come out to meet me." Su Yang nodded in satisfaction and prepared to enter Jadefinger Wonderland. But then, a red sports car suddenly appeared, and Li Kiki followed. She glanced at Jadefinger Wonderland, her face flushed, and she gritted her teeth. "Su Yang, you're shameless. Coming to such a high-end club in broad daylight, none of your business." Su Yang paused, raising an eyebrow. "Good, Su Yang. You're getting more and more disrespectful of me." Li Kiki gritted her teeth and stormed towards Su Yang, her expression fierce, ready to teach him a lesson. "Li Kiki, I'm warning you. I was buried under construction debris a few days ago and just woke up these past 2 days. My injuries haven't fully healed yet," Su Yang threatened slowly, "especially my brain. The doctor said I have a concussion. If you damage it, you and the Li family will all bear the wrath of the Su family." Hearing this, Li Kiki calmed down. She dared to hit Su Yang because the Su family's old man had once said, as a descendant of the Su family, being unable to beat a girl is a disgrace to the Su family. No one is allowed to help Su Yang, he deserves the beating. Therefore, no one in the Su family tried to stop Li Kiki from teaching Su Yang a lesson. Even Su Jingguo, who was obsessed with her brother, turned a blind eye. However, Li Kiki knew she couldn't use harsh force, as that would undoubtedly incur the Su family's displeasure. Therefore, when she disciplined Su Yang, she only dared to inflict minor injuries. She had also heard about Su Yang's recent burial, but now that she knew he wasn't fully recovered, Li Kiki abandoned the idea of physically punishing him. I've let you escape, but I'll take note. When you're healed, I'm going to give you a good beating," Li Kiki threatened fiercely. "We'll talk about the future later. Right now, I want to be cool and cool. Now, get out of here." Su Yang dismissed her. Li Kiki stared at Su Yang, angrily saying, "Su Yang, you filthy thing. You're not even fully recovered yet, and you're already thinking about doing that. It's pissing me off. It's none of your business if I find a woman. Is it your place to be angry?" Su Yang frowned, then smiled playfully. "Li Kiki, do you like me, and that's why you're so angry when you see me at the club?" "Unlike your uncle," Li Kiki gritted her teeth. "My uncle?" Su Yang shook his head and said seriously, "That won't work. My uncle is in Beijing, and he's over 50, with a wife and children. Even if you like him, it's no use. My aunt won't approve, but if you insist on marrying my uncle, I can tell him and help you find someone else." My dear," Li Kiki exclaimed in exasperation. "Su Yang, what nonsense are you talking about? You're my sister's fiancé. It would have been fine if we hadn't met, but now that we've met, I definitely won't let you find another woman. Haha. Okay, come in if you're brave enough." Su Yang smiled softly, then strode into the Jadefinger Wonderland. Li Kiki looked around, saw no one she knew, and finally gritted her teeth and followed him in. Soon, the two of them arrived at the Jadefinger Wonderland lobby, where a well-dressed manager hurried forward to greet them. "Young Master Su," the manager greeted respectfully. "Yes," Su Yang nodded, then asked with familiarity, "Are there any new items today? Let me try them out first." "Yes, young Master Su, you've arrived at the right time. A group of technicians just finished their training today, and they're all very beautiful," the manager said with an ingratiating smile. "Young Master Su, would you like to pick one?" "Why pick? That's just elementary school students trying to figure out multiple choice questions. Arrange them all for me," Su Yang said with a chuckle. "I have plenty of money, okay, but... Young Master Su, please be gentle this time. Don't mistreat the technicians, or it'll be hard for me to do my job," the manager whispered. "I get it. Damn it, it was just an accident last time. Don't mention it again," Su Yang cursed. "What?" Li Kiki, standing next to him, widened her eyes in shock. "Su Yang, I didn't expect you to be such a sadist." "Young Master Su, who is this?" the manager asked curiously, looking at Li Kiki. "Her," Su Yang smiled lightly and introduced, "This is Li Kiki, the second daughter of the Li family, one of the 4 major families in Jiangbei. The girl is so old, but she has never had a boyfriend," So she wants to experience it for once. Su Yang smiled playfully. Manager Zhang, call the most handsome and experienced gigolo here to play with Miss Li. I'll pay for it. Okay, Mr. Su, I'll arrange it right away. Your supreme private room is ready. You can go in and rest for a while. As for Miss Li, please wait outside for a while. I'll arrange a private room for her. The manager agreed and then walked away. Li Kiki was in such a place for the first time and was very curious about it, so she blinked her eyes and asked innocently, Su Yang, what is a cow herd? Cow herd? Su Yang raised the corners of his mouth and smiled gently. Do you know any drama? Of course I know. My mother likes to watch dramas, and I occasionally go to watch one too. Cowherd is a character in a drama. What was the name of the drama? I can't remember clearly. It seems to be related to the Weaver Girl or something. The plot is very touching. Su Yang fooled. I just asked the manager to contact the most handsome cowherd for you. He has excellent skills. Wow. Li Kiki's heart was instantly moved, with little stars in her eyes, and she turned to wonder, why is it good skills? Should it be good acting skills? What do you know? For a driver, skills are driving skills, and for an actor, skills are acting skills. Su Yang fooled casually. Anyway, you just have to be prepared. Don't be made to cry by the cowherd skills. I have a high tear point. I won't cry, Li Kiki said strong. Okay, wait here and experience the cowherd skills. I'll go to the private room first. Su Yang smiled softly, then trotted out of the hall. If it were any other girl, Su Yang would definitely not do this, but Li Kiki was different. This girl's fighting skills were off the charts. Not only would 10 or 8 big men be unable to get close to her, let alone a cowherd. Now, Su Yang began to feel a little sorry for the cowherd who was entertaining Li Kiki. Hey, Su Yang, don't go. Li Kiki was not paying attention, and Su Yang had already walked away. With so many private rooms in Jadefinger Wonderland, she had no idea which one he had gone to. So she muttered to herself, forget it, forget him. He's a repeat offender anyway, so let him go. I just didn't expect that such a high-end club could even offer a play. The Cowherd and the Weaver Girl sounds like a romantic and touching play. I'm really looking forward to it. Li Kiki planned to watch the play before leaving, so she waited in the lobby for the manager to make arrangements. A few minutes later, the manager took her to a private room, and then Li Kiki sat on the sofa happily waiting, her cute little face full of anticipation. Chapter 29 Mom, I'm waiting to see the drama. At this moment, Li Kiki was incredibly excited, anticipating the upcoming performance. The most handsome cowherd. I wonder how handsome he is. The Weaver Girl should be pretty too, right? There's definitely the Magpie Bridge and all that stuff. It's going to be beautiful and moving. Li Kiki stared eagerly at the door of the private room, eager to see the show. Just then, a call came in. The caller ID read, the most beautiful mom in the world. Kiki, didn't we say we were going shopping together? I haven't seen you since this morning. Where have you been? A gentle, feminine voice rang through the phone. Li Kiki smiled and said as if to show off, Mom, I'm waiting to watch a play in Jadefinger Wonderland. Let my sister accompany you shopping. Watch a play? You girl, why didn't you ask me to join you for such a good thing? Yufan complained to her daughter with a smile, but suddenly realized something was wrong. Wait, where were you? Jadefinger Wonderland. Li Kiki smiled innocently. Mom, I just found out that there are plays to watch in high-end clubs. I will come here often in the future. The environment here is much more comfortable. There are sofas and air conditioners in the private rooms. It's countless times better than the theater. Kiki, why are you being so stupid? How can you watch a play in such a dirty place? Yufan urged, come back quickly and don't stay there. It will be bad for your reputation if it gets out. Mom, why are you in such a hurry? I think you have a big misunderstanding of Jadefinger Wonderland, Li Kiki said as if to show off. Su Yang said that there will be a play about the cowherd and the Weaver Girl today. He chose the most handsome cowherd for me, and his skills are also very good. Oh, by the way, the character in the play, Cowherd, is an actor, so his skills are acting. Anyway, I'm going to feast my eyes. Li Kiki smiled happily. Su Yang thinks I'll be moved to tears by Cowherd's skills. This should be a beautiful and touching love play. Mom, the play hasn't started yet. Do you want to come over? We can watch it together. Li Kiki finally extended an invitation. Silly girl, how can you believe Su Yang's words? Do you know what cowherd means? Yufang asked anxiously. Li Kiki's eyes flickered, and she said innocently, Cowherd is a character in the play, isn't he? No, in high-end clubs, Cowherd has a special meaning. He Yufang gritted her teeth. What's the special meaning? It's, he Yufang hesitated for a second before speaking. It's those men rich women can find with money. To put it simply, they're ducks. Do you understand now? Li Kiki stood up quickly, her lovely face flushed. She muttered to herself, so a gigolo is a duck. And a good gigolo is. My, Su Yang, how dare you lie to me? I'm not done with you, Li Kiki roared in rage. Kiki, what's the end of this? Get out of the Jade Finger Wonderland now. Remember, don't let anyone see this, or your reputation will be ruined, He Yufang warned. Okay, Mom, I'm going out now. Li Kiki calmed down, hung up the phone, and was about to leave. At that moment, the door to the private room suddenly opened, and a strong, well-built man walked in. Upon seeing Li Kiki, the gigolo's eyes lit up. Unable to stop himself from swallowing, he excitedly asked, Beauty, is this the service you ordered? Don't worry, I'm the best male technician in the club. And I guarantee you'll be completely blown away. With that, the hulking man licked his lips, a sly grin plastered on his face, and slowly approached Li Kiki. Any other woman would have been terrified in this situation. But with Li Kiki, the reaction was completely different. Go to hell, you disgusting creature. Li Kiki suddenly raised her leg and delivered a graceful high whip kick, instantly knocking the tall man out without a fight. Then, still unsatisfied, Li Kiki, seemingly mistaking him for Su Yang, gave him a couple of aggressive kicks before hastily fleeing the Jade Finger Wonderland. At that moment, in the dimly lit private room next door, Su Yang sat on a sofa, flanked by 4 or 5 beautiful women with graceful figures. These women had delicate features and dressed in bold, sensual outfits. Young Master Su, I heard you knocked 2 of our seniors out last time. So impressive, more than just knocked us out, I'm even. Anyway, young Master Su, can you show us some of your prowess? Yes, right now, it's rumored among Jiangbei celebrities that you're the toughest man there is. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. Several female technicians chatted back and forth, their hands constantly teasing Su Yang. Haha, of course. I'm so adventurous, I can indulge in the wonderland of jade fingers and gallop through high-end clubs. It's all about my prowess. Su Yang, hugging a female technician, looked slightly smug, then smiled. But, are you ready to play with me? Yes, always ready. The female technicians looked at Su Yang with anticipation, their eyes full of affection. Well, then, I'm about to begin. A playful smile played on Su Yang's lips, and with a wave of his hand, all the female technicians collapsed to the ground. Third-rate stuff, disgusting. Su Yang stood up, his expression instantly changing. He patted his clothes in disgust and said lightly, I feel dirty after being touched by you guys. Just lie down quietly. Su Yang had been in the private room for several minutes, always paying attention to the movements of Li Kiki next door. After noticing Li Kiki's departure, he knocked the female technician next to him unconscious. Then, Su Yang expanded his spiritual sense and found that Xiao Ting was guarding the exit of the Jade Finger Wonderland and did not approach the private room. So, Su Yang concealed his presence, jumped out of the window, and left the Jade Finger Wonderland. At this moment, Xiao Ting did not know that Su Yang had left, and was hiding in the dark vigilantly. The young master almost made another mistake today. He actually dared to bring Miss Li Kiki into a high-end club. Thank goodness Miss Li Kiki just came out, otherwise the consequences would be disastrous. Thinking of this, Xiao Ting sighed and said, Oh, when will the young master finally be a relief? Yesterday he said he wanted to learn martial arts, but today he's completely silent. How can a loser like him ever take over the Su family? I'm so disappointed. In the dark, Xiao Ting shook his head, deeply disappointed with Su Yang. At this moment, the loser in Xiao Ting's eyes was traveling by car to the eastern suburbs. It wasn't long before Su Yang arrived at his destination, Shongshan Road on the eastern suburbs. The road was quite long, making it difficult for ordinary people to find the entrance to the Nine Gates Black Market. However, Su Yang's spiritual sense was astonishing, allowing him to sense ancient martial artists possessing true ki. In just a few minutes, he located an area where many ancient martial artists were gathered. His perception suggested they were all underground, and after searching for a while, Su Yang finally found the entrance. Before entering the Nine Gates Black Market, a sudden thought occurred to him, and he stopped. Chapter 30 My name is Xuantian. My current strength isn't up to par, and since Su Jinghan hasn't been defeated yet, I can't reveal my identity. In that case, I definitely can't go to the Nine Gates black market in my current appearance." With this thought in mind, Su Yang found a quiet spot and began to perform his disguise. He spread his palms and waved them in front of his face, his features rapidly and strangely transforming. After a few seconds, the transformation ceased. Su Yang now looked completely different, with a hooked nose, starry eyes, and sharp brows. His demeanor had also undergone a dramatic shift. His face was expressionless, a look of keep away from strangers written all over it, and his aura was icy and intimidating, like the aloof male protagonist from a martial arts novel. No one should recognize me. I can no longer be called Su Yang with this face. In my previous life, I was the Xuantian Immortal Emperor. Now I'll be called Su Xuantian, Su Yang said calmly, even his voice different, revealing a cold and stern tone. Then, Su Yang returned to the entrance and walked into the Nine Gates black market with an expressionless face. A guard stood on either side of the entrance to the Nine Gates black market, preventing anyone other than an ancient martial artist from entering. "Stop. You look unfamiliar. Are you a casual cultivator or a member of a sect?" one of the guards demanded. Su Yang paused, his gaze fixed on the guard, his eyes piercing. "Why, do I need to tell you?" As he spoke, a captivating aura erupted from Su Yang, instantly sweeping through the entire place, the air seemingly frozen. The guard who had inquired paled with fear, swallowed nervously, and involuntarily stepped back. Seeing this, another guard nearby offered an apologetic smile. "Young master, the Nine Gates black market doesn't question the origins of its guests. Please register your name and enter." "Yes," Su Yang nodded gently, his terrifying aura retracted. With a flourish, he wrote his name and entered the black market. After he left, the guard couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Wiping the sweat from his forehead, he said fearfully, "This young man has such a powerful aura, at least at the peak of Huajin. I think it's more than that," another guard said with deep fear. "My 2 brothers and I have to reach the middle stage of Huajin to be qualified to guard the entrance to the Juman black market, but I felt completely powerless before that young man just now. He even gave me an unfathomable aura, as if he could wipe me out with a wave of his hand." "How terrifying, Su Xuantian." The guard glanced at the name Su Yang had written and muttered, "In the ancient martial arts world, there are only a handful of people of this age who have reached Huajin, and there's no one named Su among them. Am I just too ignorant?" The two began to speculate about Su Xuantian's identity, but they had no clue. The Juman black market was, simply put, a vegetable market. However, it didn't sell vegetables, only items related to cultivation, and the shoppers weren't ordinary people, but ancient martial artists with internal skills. Although this place was underground, it was clearly meticulously designed. Not only was it bright as day, but it was also well ventilated, making it no different from browsing a large supermarket. At this moment, Su Yang was strolling through the black market, his gaze quickly scanning the stalls on either side. His goal was simple: low-grade spirit stones, or rather, energy stones. However, even after walking the entire street, Su Yang found no energy stones. He did, however, see quite a few aged medicinal herbs, such as 200-year-old Polygonum multiflorum, 300-year-old ginseng, and 500-year-old snow lotus. These herbs all contained some spiritual energy, and when combined, they could be used to refine a variety of elixirs, but they weren't suitable for breakthroughs. To advance to the second level of key training, one must have sufficient spiritual energy, and energy stones were the best choice. "Little brother, I see you've been browsing around. Are you looking for anything?" "Perhaps I have it here," someone suddenly said. Su Yang looked over and saw a slightly plump, elderly man waving at him. The man was in his 60s or 70s, hairless, with a kind smile on his face. As for his strength, since he wasn't using true ki, Su Yang couldn't judge. But precisely because of this, it further demonstrates that this old man is quite powerful, his realm definitely surpassing that of the mountain opening King Pingchuan. Su Yang, quite apprehensive, said, "I'd like to buy 2 energy stones." "Do you have any energy stones?" "They have certain benefits for ancient martial artists. Many disciples of sects who can afford them wear them from birth. The special energy within them can reduce the risk of illness. They're a valuable commodity in the ancient martial arts world, so of course I have some." The stout old man chuckled softly, "But energy stones are quite valuable. One costs 10 million, 2 would be 20 million. Can you afford them?" Little brother, I do have 20 million, Xuantian nodded calmly. Haha, that's good. A fierce glint flashed in the stout old man's eyes, but he smiled. I've got the energy stones at home. My house isn't far from the black market. Come with me to get them, little brother. Though the fierce glint in the stout old man's eyes was fleeting, Xuantian sensed it and knew he had encountered an adversary with ulterior motives. However, Xuantian had cultivated for 80,000 years in his previous life and had encountered similar situations countless times, so he remained calm rather than panicking. The enemy had already set their sights on him, and knowing he had 20 million, they would undoubtedly see him as a fat sheep, making it impossible to evade him. The best strategy was to feign cooperation until the opportune moment arrived and strike with one strike. As the Xuantian Immortal Emperor, Xuantian was more familiar with the business of murder and robbery than anyone else. Then, without spending a penny, he could obtain what he desired. Fortune and wealth are sought in danger, that's the truth. With this in mind, Xuantian responded, Okay, senior. Lead the way, I'll go with you. The stout old man smiled kindly at this and immediately led Xuantian away from the Nine Gates black market. That old, idiot laughing Buddha has placed another order. That young man's in trouble, this is the third one this month. Doesn't the Nine Gates black market care? Laughing Buddha is already a peak level Huijin expert, even more powerful than the two guards. The Nine Gates black market's higher-ups won't want to offend him easily, he's so powerful. If that's the case, Laughing Buddha is probably one of Zhang Bei's top masters. Don't worry, everyone. He knows his limits and won't dare target sect disciples. Those he robs are unknown, independent cultivators. Everyone was buzzing, believing Xuantian was just a piece of cake, destined to be slaughtered by Laughing Buddha. Half an hour later, Xuantian followed Laughing Buddha to the foot of East Mountain. It was a desolate, barren mountain, rarely visited, not even in broad daylight. These desolate mountains and ridges are a place for murder. Xuantian knew the answer, but he pretended to be puzzled. Senior, didn't you say your home isn't far from the Nine Gates black market? We've already walked for half an hour. How much longer will it take to get there? Haha. Upon hearing this, the fat old man suddenly turned around, his benevolent expression vanishing. His cloudy eyes fixed on Xuantian, and he sneered, Young man, let's be frank. I won't pretend anymore. I don't have any energy stones, but you must transfer all your money to me. What do you mean, senior? Xuantian said with feigned panic. Don't you understand? The fat old man said arrogantly. I'm the smiling Buddha. Ask around in Zhangbei, who doesn't know my name? You don't even have any Zhanki fluctuations, yet you dare to come to the Nine Gates black market to buy things? And you have 20 million. You're a real fat sheep. Who else should I rob if not you? Smiling Buddha. It's Senior Smiling Buddha. Xuantian pretended to have heard of him for a long time, but in reality, he had never heard of the name. You know me, the Smiling Buddha said, a little proudly. Of course, your name is well known in Zhangbei. Although I've only been exposed to ancient martial arts for a short time, I've often heard of you, Xuantian said respectfully. My admiration for you is like the unending flow of a river, or like the overflowing yellow river, unstoppable. I'm truly fortunate to meet you today. This flattery made the Smiling Buddha feel very comfortable, his vanity greatly satisfied. Senior Smiling Buddha, I can give you all the 20 million in my card. I even have a priceless treasure on hand to give you as well. At this moment, Xuantian struck while the iron was hot. A priceless treasure. Upon hearing this, the Smiling Buddha's eyes lit up, and he chuckled softly. Little one, you're quite tactful. In that case, hand over the treasure, and I'll spare your life. Yes, thank you, senior. I have the treasure with me. I'll give it to you right away. Very good, little one. A man of insight is a true hero. You're truly a man of great promise. The Smiling Buddha couldn't help but praise Xuantian, then gazed intently at him, filled with curiosity about the priceless treasure he mentioned. You're too kind, senior. Good things are meant to honor a respected elder like you, Xuantian said with a smile, a subtle flicker of murderous intent in his eyes. Then, he formed a seal with his fingers and his arms, and an apple-sized ball of water quickly took shape, emitting a terrifying aura. Chapter 31, A Successful Sneak Attack. Little guy, what are you dawdling about? Hurry and give me the treasure, the Smiling Buddha, unaware of the impending danger, urged impatiently. Okay, senior, here you go, Xuantian smiled, then his eyes flashed with a sharp, icy intensity. He pulled a water ball from his arms and hurled it at the smiling Buddha. The ball's speed was incredibly fast, surpassing that of a bullet. Furthermore, the smiling Buddha, immersed in the joy of obtaining the treasure, was too distracted to react. By the time he realized what was happening, the ball had already struck his chest. With a muffled thud, the smiling Buddha's body flew backwards. Meanwhile, Su Yang wasn't idle. He pressed forward, seizing the opportunity. His spiritual energy transformed into a blade, and with lightning speed, it aimed directly at the smiling Buddha's neck. Puff! Su Yang intended to slash the smiling Buddha's neck, but the smiling Buddha, a peak-level Huajin master, dodged a vital wound with his side. But Su Yang had completely severed his left ear, dropping it to the ground in a bloody mess. At this moment, the smiling Buddha's body slammed heavily to the ground, spitting out blood and a look of pain. "Ah, you bastard, how dare you sneak attack me? I'll tear you into pieces." The smiling Buddha was furious, and his face was grim. However, Su Yang's attack failed to kill his target, and knowing he was no match for the smiling Buddha, he fled. The smiling Buddha covered his injured ear and looked around intently. After noticing Su Yang's departure, he roared hysterically, then calmed down and felt a wave of fear. That young man just now actually attacked me with a water ball. Could he transform his true energy into the 5 elements? This is a skill that only a martial arts master has. Could he be a martial arts master? When this thought came out, the smiling Buddha was terrified, but he denied it. Impossible. In the entire ancient martial arts world, the youngest martial arts master is 40 years old and is already the leader of a sect. That young man is at most 20 years old. He can reach the realm of transformation. He is already a rare genius in 10,000. It is impossible for him to set foot in the realm of a master, the smiling Buddha analyzed. Besides, he first attacked me when I was unprepared. Seeing that I was not dead, he ran away directly. This shows that he was afraid of me and did not dare to fight me openly. That water ball might be a special means of self-defense. It should only be used once. Thinking of this, the smiling Buddha became angry and his eyes were bloodshot. He wanted to tear Su Yang to pieces. How despicable! I've been roaming the 9 Gates black market for decades, and I never imagined I'd fall prey to a brat today. No, I must find out his identity. This vengeance must be avenged. The smiling Buddha, a vindictive man, could not swallow this indignation. He immediately returned to the 9 Gates black market to inquire about Su Yang. Smiling Buddha, your ear was fine just now, why is it missing now? Didn't you pick a fat sheep and go out to rob it? How did you get yourself into such a mess? Haha, even that's necessary. I must have lost it. That young man cut it off. A group of people started to speak up, only to attract even more people to laugh at him. The news of the smiling Buddha's ear being cut off by the mysterious young man spread like wildfire, causing a sensation throughout the 9 Gates black market. These ancient warriors who came to watch the joke were not as powerful as the smiling Buddha, but most of them were disciples of the sects. The smiling Buddha didn't dare to offend him and could only walk away silently. Eventually, he learned the fake name Su Yang had left from 2 guards. Su Xuantian, the smiling Buddha's face darkened, and he gritted his teeth. I'll remember you. Let's see what happens. Smiling Buddha, how dare you provoke this man? Although I don't know his background, his strength is unfathomable, one of the guards said. Another guard sarcastically taunted, good and evil will eventually be rewarded. Haha, smiling Buddha, you've ripped off so many people. Perhaps this is your retribution. The smiling Buddha glanced at the 2 guards, furious but afraid to show it. This was because the guards at the 9 Gates black market were members of a sect. Whether or not one belonged to a sect was crucial for ancient martial artists. It was like a social system. Members of a sect were considered part of an organization, with a backer behind them. However, independent cultivators like the smiling Buddha were considered outsiders, and even with their formidable abilities, they were not respected by those in the organization. HMPH, 2-month stage Huajin trash, what are you so arrogant about? Once I complete the task assigned by that person, I'll be able to join the most powerful sect in the ancient martial arts world. By then, you won't even have the right to flatter me, the smiling Buddha thought to himself, then quickly left the 9 Gates black market with a gloomy face. Just yesterday, a prominent figure in the ancient martial arts world approached him. The man promised him that if he helped kill Su Shenbing and his son, he would join the sect and become an elder. The smiling Buddha, a native of Jiangbei, naturally knew who Su Shenbing was, but he initially hesitated to agree. This was because the Su family had a terrifying figure, the old patriarch, Xuantian, known as the unrivaled in Jiangbei. The smiling Buddha had once had the privilege of meeting Xuantian and knew his strength, but he felt no match for him. However, the figure said that he had injured Xuantian some time ago, and he was now a cripple. If the smiling Buddha took action, no one in the Su family would be able to stop him. The smiling Buddha agreed, but he was skeptical of the figure's words. So, he inquired about the Su family's situation and learned that old Master Su hadn't been seen in a long time, and that the legendary Dr. Huashimiao had been visiting the Su residence more frequently recently. The smiling Buddha was now certain that the VIP hadn't lied to him, and he carefully investigated Su Shenbing and his son. Su Shenbing possessed some skills, perhaps reaching the late stage of Huajin, but he wasn't to be feared. As for his son, Su Yang, he was merely an uneducated and dissolute young man, even more vulnerable. The smiling Buddha was confident he could break into the Su residence and easily take the lives of Su Shenbing and his son, but he held back. The smiling Buddha was only a casual cultivator, having achieved his current achievements on his own, and he approached everything with extreme caution. After all, the Su family was the largest family in Jiangbei, deeply entrenched there, so he didn't dare to intrude rashly. After much deliberation, the smiling Buddha decided to test the waters by sending a provocative letter to the Su family, hoping to get them to hand over Su Shenbing and his son. If the Su family reacted strongly, lashing out at the smiling Buddha, it would indicate they had a hidden weapon. If the Su family remained silent after being provoked, it would indicate fear. Then, he could strike. The Su family should have received my letter of challenge by now. I wonder how they'll react, the smiling Buddha sneered. All he had to do now was wait and see. But first, he had to return to his residence to bandage his ear. Recalling the previous incident, anger washed over him once again. The smiling Buddha gritted his teeth and declared, "Su Xuantian, sooner or later, I will tear you into pieces." With that, the smiling Buddha quickly vanished. At this moment, at the Su family manor, Su Shenbing held a letter of challenge from the smiling Buddha in his hands, his expression grave. Chapter 32 Su Shenbing's Plan. There was only one line of words written on the letter of provocation: "I am entrusted by someone to deliver the heads of Su Shenbing and his son within 2 days, otherwise I will come to take them myself." Signed, Smiling Buddha. Su Shenbing, who received the letter of provocation, smiled bitterly. He knew very well the strength of the smiling Buddha, who was enough to rank among the top 3 in Jiangbei. After Su Shenbing took over the position of the head of the family, he invited the smiling Buddha to be a guest of the Su family and enjoy the dividends of the Su family's property every month, but the smiling Buddha refused. He did not expect that the smiling Buddha would show his fangs just now when the old man's old injury relapsed. It really is raining cats and dogs. The smiling Buddha has reached the pinnacle of transformation, and the Su family's secret guards are useless. Su Shenbing sighed and said, "Oh, if Jingguo were here, it would be great. Jingguo and I could join forces. Although we still can't defeat the smiling Buddha, we can repel him. Unfortunately, Jingguo is still on the battlefield. Distant water cannot quench immediate thirst. It seems that we can only avoid the limelight for now." Su Shenbing made a decision and ordered, "Jinghan, buy 2 plane tickets. I want to take Su Yang abroad to avoid the limelight." Su Jinghan had been standing nearby and was even the one who gave Su Shenbing the provocative letter, so he naturally knew what was going on. At this time, Su Jinghan nodded and said seriously, "Okay, I'll book the tickets right away. We can take off tomorrow morning. You and Big Brother can have a few more days of fun. Don't worry about home. I'll keep a close eye on the group." "Yes," Su Shenbing nodded in satisfaction, then said with relief, "Jinghan, Su Yang is a loser. Fortunately, you're here to help me out, Godfather." "This is what I should do," Su Jinghan said humbly. "Don't call me Godfather anymore. Just call me Father from now on." "It sounds strange," Su Shenbing smiled. "Yes, Father, Father." Su Jinghan was somewhat uncomfortable calling these 2 words for the first time. "Father, is the smiling Buddha so powerful that he can force you to leave Jiangbei?" "The strength of the smiling Buddha is unquestionable. I'm afraid no one in Jiangbei can be his opponent except the old man." Su Shenbing smiled bitterly. The smiling Buddha has always been very polite to the Su family and was very respectful when he saw me. I didn't expect that he would want to take my head now, Father. I heard that just now." The smiling Buddha's ears were cut off by a man named Su Xuantian. This shows that Su Xuantian can deal with this smiling Buddha, Su Jing'an suggested. Why don't you not go abroad? We spend money to ward off disaster and ask Su Xuantian to take action. I heard this news too. I don't know Su Xuantian's identity. As far as I know, there is no such person in Jiangbei, but the news must be true. It's just that time is too short and it is difficult to contact Su Xuantian, Su Shenbin continued. Besides, even if they found him, such a master probably wouldn't rashly fight the smiling Buddha to death for money. Let's forget it. I understand. Su Jing'an nodded, then asked in confusion, Father, did you offend the smiling Buddha in any way? Why would he send me this provocative letter for no reason? It's a long story. I'll tell you later. Su Shenbing already suspected that the smiling Buddha must have been instigated by that person. Okay, Father, how long will you and Big Brother be out this time? Su Jing'an asked. It won't be long, Su Shenbing chuckled softly. This afternoon, Dr. Hua said he's found a way to treat the old man. He'll be back to full health in a week at the least, and half a month at the most. Once the old man recovers, our Su family won't have to fear the smiling Buddha anymore. Su Shenbin patted Su Jing'an on the shoulder and said, You've been doing everything yourself lately. Thank you for your hard work. Father, you're not right. The Su family is my family. Working for my own family, so this little bit of hard work is nothing, Su Jing'an said with concern. I'm worried about you. You must take good care of yourself while you're out there. Okay, we'll leave early tomorrow morning. I'll go say goodbye to the old man first. When Su Yang comes back, tell him about this. This useless guy has been doing nothing all day. Once we get abroad, I'll throw him into the battlefield to train him. Su Shenbing said this and strode out of the living room to report to the old man. Yes, Father, Su Jing'an replied respectfully, bowing in the direction Su Shenbing was leaving. But then he straightened up, a cold glint in his eyes, and he immediately typed a text message. It read, Su Yang will go abroad tomorrow and won't return until old man Su recovers. Tonight, success is essential, or else, trying to kill Su Yang again will be extremely risky. After sending the message, Su Jing'an adjusted his gold-rimmed glasses, the coldness on his face vanishing, replaced by a gentle smile. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Su Yang returned to the Jade Finger Wonderland and leaped through the window into the private room unnoticed. It's past 3 in the afternoon. Sigh, I've been working all day and haven't found a single energy stone. Su Yang sighed dejectedly, then glanced at the still drowsy female technician and prepared to leave. But then, he suddenly remembered his disguise and stopped. I can't go out like this. Su Yang smiled softly, then waved his hand in front of him, his features returning to normal. Then he pushed the door open and left. Emerging from the private room, Su Yang noticed a crowd gathered outside, peering in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 female technicians, all asleep. Fuck. Young Master Su is still so fierce. He's taking on 5 by himself, not losing, but knocking out 5 of them. Amazing, that's nothing. Last time, young Master Su got all the female technicians, all of them. If you want to find the best women, go find Su Yang from the Jiangbei Su family. A crowd of people was stunned. Among them were guests and technicians from Jade Finger Wonderland. They marveled at Su Yang's prowess, with several even pestering him, wanting to experience his skills. However, young Master Su dismissed them, shaking off the female technicians who clung to him like an octopus, and departed Jade Finger Wonderland. And then, instead of returning to the Su family estate, Su Yang went to the riverside villa. Entering the living room, he said calmly, Xiao Ting, I know my dad asked you to secretly protect me, but I'm safe in the villa, so you don't have to keep an eye on me. I've been playing for hours today, and I'm exhausted. I need to rest for a while. Su Yang glanced at the security camera in the living room and added, by the way, I'll be here more often. Let's take down this camera. I'm not used to being spied on. You can keep the one outside. With that, Su Yang went upstairs to his room. He soon noticed that Xiao Ting had removed the security camera in the living room and left the living room to protect him outside the villa. Su Yang smiled and entered a state of cultivation, beginning to practice the 9-nether prison suppression technique. He wondered what Su Jing'an had done tonight, and he had to respond at his strongest. Time flew by, and before he knew it, night had fallen. Su Yang first called Su Jing'an, asking him to meet him at Jade Finger Wonderland. Then, Su Yang raised the corners of his mouth and contacted another crucial person. There might be a good show tonight, and it would not work without her witness. Chapter 33 Su Jinghan was ridiculed. After arranging everything, Su Yang avoided Xiao Ting and quietly left the riverside villa alone. Tonight, it is inevitable to use strength, and Xiao Ting followed behind, which was more or less troublesome. Not long after, Su Yang came to the Jade Finger Wonderland and saw Su Jinghan outside. At this time, Su Jinghan was wearing a mask and a baseball cap on his head, wrapping himself tightly. Ordinary people could not recognize that he was Su Jinghan. However, even if Su Yang recognized him, he pretended not to know him and stood aside pretending to wait for Su Jinghan. Brother, at this time, Su Jinghan came over to say hello. Go to hell, who are you? Don't try to get close to this young master, acting should be done in full. Su Yang cursed, raised his leg and kicked Su Jinghan hard. Su Jinghan took 2 steps back, quickly removed his mask, and whispered, Brother, stop it. It's me, it's Jinghan. Su Yang suddenly realized, then asked in confusion, why are you dressed like that? I didn't recognize you. Did I hurt you when I kicked you just now? No, it's okay. Su Jinghan smiled and explained, Brother, I didn't want anyone to know I was in a high-end club, so I disguised myself. Haha, I see. You want to have some fun but also protect your reputation. Su Yang patted Su Jinghan on the shoulder and said with a smile, got it, brother. I won't call you by name when we go in. Put your mask on and take it off when we get to the private room. Thank you for understanding, brother, Su Jinghan said gratefully, but a smug sneer flashed in his eyes. In his opinion, young Master Su was destined to die in Jade Finger Wonderland tonight. He couldn't let anyone know he had been there, otherwise it would arouse suspicion. So, Su Jinghan abandoned everyone and bundled himself up tightly. He'd expected to have to explain to Su Yang why he was wearing a mask. But he wasn't expecting Su Yang to be so understanding, even reminding him to put it on properly. Haha. Foolish young Master Su, how could he possibly fight me if he's so foolish? Su Jinghan, feeling quite pleased with himself, followed Su Yang into the Jade Finger Wonderland. Young Master Su's arrival undoubtedly attracted everyone's attention again. Damn, he just left this afternoon, and now he's back. Is young Master Su charging so fast? 2 minutes to charge, 2 hours to drive? Young Master Su is a real lux. I'm considered one of the club's elite players. I used to be a little skeptical of young Master Su's title of toughest, but now I am. Young Master Su is truly amazing. I heard the technician who accompanied him that afternoon woke up with no recollection of what happened. He's literally made them lose their memory. Who here could pull that off? Hearing these people's comments, Su Jinghan sneered, his contempt for Su Yang growing even stronger. Su Yang ignored them all and instead called over the lobby manager, arrogantly announcing, Manager Zhang, I'm bringing a friend over tonight. Pick 10 technicians to accompany my friend. They have to be pretty, and preferably experienced. My friend is still a virgin, and needs experienced technicians to guide him, Su Yang said loudly. Virgin? Holy shit, that's a rare thing, haha, young Master Su's friend is a virgin. This is fucking awful. I'm at a loss. Everyone started to speak, their voices filled with derision. This embarrassed Su Jinghan immensely, his face flushing beneath his mask. A mixture of shame and anger. Shut up. My friend is 20 years old. What's wrong with being a virgin? Weren't you all virgins before? Why don't you just take that title off today? What the hell? Su Yang shouted in Su Jinghan's defense. It would have been better if he hadn't defended her. Once he did, the laughter got even louder, making Su Jinghan wish she could crawl under the ground. It was so embarrassing. Still laughing, you're all looking for a fight, aren't you? Su Yang was furious and pretended to hit someone. Su Jinghan didn't want to make a big deal out of it and draw attention to himself, so he grabbed Su Yang and whispered, Brother, don't argue with them. Let them laugh. After tonight, I won't be a virgin anymore, so they won't laugh at me anymore. Okay, okay, Su Yang nodded, then urged the manager to arrange a private room, saying, Brother, I won't accompany you on this kind of thing. Go to the private room by yourself. Have fun, okay, thank you, brother. Su Jinghan smiled and followed a waiter to private room 308. Once there, Su Jinghan sent the waiter away and quickly locked the door. Then, he made a phone call and said lightly, I have brought Su Yang to the Jade Finger Wonderland. Have the masters you sent arrived? They set off 10 minutes ago and should be here soon. The man on the other end of the phone said, Su Jinghan, why did you go to the high-end club too? With Su Yang's character, you can do a little and he will go to the Jade Finger Wonderland. You don't need to take any risks at all, haha. I want to witness Su Yang being killed with my own eyes and let him know that I was the one who set him up behind the scenes. Only then will I feel pleasure. Su Jinghen took off his mask and continued, but don't worry, I wore a mask the whole time. Except for Su Yang, no one here knows my identity and it will not be exposed. Well, as long as you know your limits, we will have many opportunities for cooperation when you take over the Su family. I don't want anything to happen to you now, the man on the other end of the phone continued. The master's eyes sent this time have seen Su Yang's photo and will not recognize the wrong person. Just wait for good news. As for your wish, I'll grant it. I'll call right now and have Black Dragon give Su Yang a second chance. Tell me which private room you're in, and I'll have him bring the dying Su Yang to you. Thank you. Room 308, Su Jinghen replied. Okay, the man on the other end replied, then hung up. Haha, Su Yang, just wait for death. Su Jinghen sat on the sofa, adjusting his gold-rimmed glasses. He was utterly excited, his eyes gleaming with endless pride and arrogance, a stark contrast to his usual self. After a few seconds, he regained his polite demeanor and walked over to unlock the private room. Actually, Su Jinghen hadn't lied to Su Yang in the slightest. He was truly a virgin. Furthermore, his expectations of the female technician were genuine, and today, he really wanted to experience it. At that moment, Su Yang was in a corner of the hall, remaining composed and prepared, waiting for Su Jinghen's scheme to unfold. A few minutes later, he noticed a late-stage Huijin ancient martial arts master appear in the hall. Their gaze locked onto him, a murderous intent in its eyes. Haha, finally here, Su Yang said with a playful smile. Considering the large crowd, he asked the manager to book him a private room. Su Yang then strode in, leaving the door deliberately ajar, not locked. He stared at the 11 o'clock direction and said with a soft smile, I left the door open for you. Why don't you come in? Chapter 34, one ring after another. As soon as Su Yang finished speaking, a figure quickly entered the private room. Bang! Then, the man waved his hand and the door of the private room closed. You, how did you find me? The man stared at Su Yang with a stern look, but also full of curiosity. Su Yang moved his eyes to look over and found that the other person was in his 40s, with a crew cut, wearing a black leather coat, and a 5-centimeter scar at the corner of his mouth, giving him a fierce look. The aura he exuded was also very terrifying. He must have experienced the baptism of blood. Ordinary people probably wouldn't even have the courage to look him in the eye. But Su Yang was not afraid at all. With a faint smile on his face, he didn't take him seriously at all. Answer my question. You don't have any key fluctuations, you are just an ordinary person. How did you find me? The man in the leather jacket asked coldly, a little impatient. Haha, Su Yang stood up, raised an eyebrow, and asked, do you think you're hiding well? You're only at the late stage of Huijin, yet you dare to show murderous intent to me? You're a fool, Su Yang said coldly. Now, I'll give you a chance. Tell me who sent you, and maybe I'll spare your life. Humph. The leather-clad man's expression turned fierce upon hearing this. He snapped, you're so arrogant even when death is imminent. With that, the leather-clad man's eyes glared, and he casually slapped Su Yang with his palm, intending to give him some pain first. However, what happened next surprised him greatly. Su Yang actually dodged it. You're both in the late stage of Huijin, but your strength is far inferior to that of Wen Pingchuan, the Caitian palm. Su Yang stood aside, chuckling coldly. Even he's no match for me, and you think you can kill me? What? You're actually an ancient martial artist? The leather-clad man, Black Dragon, was horrified. After a moment's thought, he frowned and asked, did you kill Wen Pingchuan? Su Yang didn't deny it. He said calmly, I only used one move to kill him. Now you still have the chance to survive. Answer my questions honestly, and I'll consider letting you go. Otherwise, Wang Pingchuan will be a lesson for you, Su Yang threatened coldly. At the same time, he began to make hand gestures, and a water ball quickly formed in his palm, emitting a terrifying aura. Qi transforms into the 5 elements. You're a martial arts master. Upon seeing this, Black Dragon's expression suddenly changed. He took 2 steps back uncontrollably, his eyes filled with fear. Su Yang, I didn't expect you to be so well hidden. Everyone thinks you're a playboy, unlearned, but in reality, you're a martial arts master. Su Yang, what are you trying to do by hiding your strength? Black Dragon couldn't help but ask. You're not qualified to ask me now. Tell me, was Su Jinghen sent you? Su Yang asked gravely. Su Jinghan, Black Dragon shook his head. He's nothing. Just a pawn of my master. He has no right to command me, huh? Could there be someone else behind Su Jinghan? One thing led to another. At this moment, Su Yang felt like he was in the middle of a massive conspiracy. He had to uncover this person as soon as possible to prevent future trouble. With this in mind, Su Yang approached the Black Dragon and asked, "Who is your master?" Haha, Su Yang, if you want to know, wait for your next life. The Black Dragon, assuming Su Yang was a martial arts master, knew it was no match for him, so it gave up on escape and simply bit the poison capsule in its back teeth. In the blink of an eye, the Black Dragon collapsed to the ground, black blood oozing from the corners of its mouth, completely dead. You're a good dog, but you were too reckless. If you had gone all out, I might not have been able to stop you. Su Yang glanced at the Black Dragon's corpse, a smile of triumph on his face. With his current strength, he could easily defeat a mid-stage Huajin cultivator, but a late-stage Huajin cultivator would be more challenging. At his full strength, Su Yang could only draw with a late-stage Huajin cultivator. The reason he was able to eliminate Wang Pingchuan yesterday was because the latter was careless. In a head-on confrontation, Su Yang would have been defeated. While the Black Dragon's strength wasn't as great as Wang Pingchuan's, he was a true late-stage Huajin cultivator, making Su Yang's chances of victory slim. Therefore, upon sensing the incoming man's strength, Su Yang deliberately played it safe, throwing out Wang Pingchuan and then, right in front of him, condensing a water ball. Transforming spiritual energy into water, one of the 5 elements, was surprisingly easy. Even the first level of Qi training could achieve it. However, true Qi differed from spiritual energy. Only martial arts masters could transform true Qi into the 5 elements. Therefore, the Black Dragon concluded that Su Yang was a martial arts master and that he was absolutely no match for him. To avoid torture, the Black Dragon didn't even have the courage to test Su Yang, instead committing suicide to save his master. It was truly reckless. Having dealt with the Black Dragon, Su Yang prepared to find Su Jinghan. It was time to confront this man. However, Su Yang suddenly sensed a faint aura about the Black Dragon. Though it was faint, he was certain it was spiritual energy. So, Su Yang approached the Black Dragon and began searching him, only to discover a waist pendant. This waist pendant was made of energy stone, patinated with enamel, clearly showing its age. Most importantly, it was twice as large as Zhao Wenbin's jade pendant, equivalent to 2 low-grade spirit stones, enough to propel Su Yang to the 2nd level of Qi refining. Haha, after searching high and low for something, I finally found it without any effort. Su Yang immediately put the pendant away, planning to reach the 2nd level of Qi refining tonight. By then, even encountering a master of the Laughing Buddha's caliber wouldn't be a problem. During this body search, Su Yang not only found the pendant but also a delicate, small glass bottle on Black Dragon's body, filled with a black liquid. What is this? Su Yang opened the bottle cone, sniffed the liquid, and chuckled softly. It's the corpse-dissolving water. Haha, this is a treasure that can destroy corpses. Just 1 drop can make a corpse vanish into thin air, leaving not even a bone behind. After understanding the liquid's effect, Su Yang's gaze fell on Black Dragon's corpse again, and a plan suddenly occurred to him. Next, he carefully examined Black Dragon's face for a few moments before pouring out a drop of corpse-dissolving water. A sizzling sound echoed through the scene, and seconds later, Black Dragon's corpse vanished, leaving only a pool of blood. Su Jinghan, this guy, has plotted against me so many times. He seems to hate me to the core. If I confront him and torture him, he'll know his actions are exposed and he'll inevitably die. Perhaps to make things difficult for me, he won't reveal who's behind him. Instead, I might as well change my identity and try to trick him. With this thought in mind, Su Yang disguised himself as Black Dragon based on his memory and headed straight for private room 308 to find Su Jinghan. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35. Open your eyes and see who I am. At this time, Su Jinghan was anxiously waiting for the female technician in the private room, with the buttons of his shirt unbuttoned and sweating with excitement. Su Jinghan, we'll finally take off the hat of a virgin today. Su Jinghan pushed the gold-rimmed glasses, and his mind began to imagine the scene. At this moment, someone pushed the door open. Haha, finally here. Su Jing'an thought it was a female technician, and without even raising his head, he excitedly took off his shirt. But soon, he realized that something was wrong. When he looked closely, he found that it was a man with a scar at the corner of his mouth, so he hurriedly put his clothes back on. The man who suddenly walked in was naturally Su Yang, who was disguised as Black Dragon. Su Yang didn't know whether Black Dragon and Su Jing'an had met before, so he tentatively asked, "Second Master Su, do you know me? I've met you once before." "You are Black Dragon, right?" Su Jing'an said lightly. Indeed, Su Yang's voice mimicked the Black Dragon's, and he chuckled softly. "Second young Master Su, do you know why I'm here?" "Nonsense. Your master and I set this up together." "Of course I know what you're here for," Su Jing'an continued. "I told your master earlier to beat Su Yang half to death and then send him here. I'll torture him again and send him to hell myself. Why did you come here alone? Where's Su Yang? Did you see him? Did you succeed? Haha. You traitorous bastard, actually colluding with outsiders to deal with me? I can't let you go." Su Yang sneered inwardly, but outwardly said, "It's done. That useless young Master Su is currently in the Supreme Room. Carrying him here would make him too conspicuous. So, second young Master Su, if you want to torture him, please go to the Supreme Room," Su Yang said casually. "It's resolved so quickly." Xiao Ting has been secretly protecting Su Yang. "Did he take action tonight?" Su Jing'an asked, excited at first. "Well, there is indeed someone guarding young Master Su, but his realm is lower than mine. When I was outside the Jade Finger Fairyland, I secretly dealt with him," Su Yang said in the tone of a Black Dragon. "Second young Master Su, aren't you and young Master Su brothers? I think he treats you very well and even takes you to high-end clubs to play. Why do you hate him so much, brother?" Su Jing'an sneered repeatedly, his face grim, and said, "Bullshit, brother. I have no blood relationship with the Su family. I am just the adopted son of Su Shenbing. From childhood to adulthood, no matter how outstanding I am, Su Shenbing only has Su Yang in his eyes," Su Jing'an said with red eyes. "Why? Since he adopted me, he must be responsible for me. Why never consider letting me take over the Su family?" Seeing that Su Jing'an wanted to speak his mind, Su Yang fanned the flames and said, "So you repeatedly designed to frame young Master Su?" "That's right." Su Jing'an gritted his teeth and said, "I just want to make Su Yang infamous. I want to make him a laughingstock in Jiangbei. So 5 years ago, I had someone set up a trap and sent the drunk Su Yang to Jiang Zui's bed. The next day, the news that young Master Su had sex while drunk spread throughout Jiangbei. His mother had just died at the time, and he was framed. In short, Su Yang was completely decadent afterwards and turned into a real playboy, indulging in eating, drinking, gambling, and whoring. I thought that with Su Yang becoming like this, I would definitely be able to take over the Su family, but some time ago, Su Shenbing let it slip that he intended to make Su Yang the new head of the family. At this point, Su Jing'an laughed at himself and said, "It's ridiculous. A playboy who only knows how to play with women is going to become the head of the largest family in Jiangbei. Haha, just because I'm not his biological son, I'm not qualified to take over the Su family. Haha, I'm so angry, so in a rage, I set up another trap. I had Zhao Wenbin get Su Yang drunk, and then tricked Su Yang into betting his fiancée Li Fixun. As long as Su Yang loses Li Fixun to Zhao Wenbin, the Li family will definitely not give up and will definitely cause trouble for the Su family. After all, it involves face. Their daughter was treated as an object by Su Yang. If the Li family does not speak out, their face will be completely lost. Although the Li family is not as good as the Su family, it is still one of the 4 major families, and it has a legitimate reason. It is enough for Su Yang to drink a pot," Su Jing'an continued, "but this guy Su Yang seems to be obsessed. Even after drinking too much, he still did not agree to use Li Fixun as a bet, so I asked Zhao Wenbin to find someone to imitate Su Yang's voice and pretend that he agreed. Li Fixun was not knocked unconscious by Su Yang. I asked Zhao Wenbin to do it. In short, I want everyone to think that Su Yang lost his fiancée." Su Jing'an smiled. "Su Yang didn't do this. I thought he would stand up and clarify, so I planned to let Zhao Wenbin confront him. With the reputation of young Master Su, everyone will definitely believe Zhao Wenbin. However, what surprised me was that Su Yang did not clarify, but chose to take the blame. Maybe even he thought that he did all this because he was drunk." Su Jing'an smiled proudly. Hearing this, Su Yang asked in confusion, "Since young Master Su is already in disrepute, Why did you still plot to kill him? You have to ask Su Shenbing about this. Why did Su Yang insist on letting Su Yang take over the Su family even though Su Yang was so unbearable? Su Jingham gritted his teeth and said, after the incident, the Li family came to us. Su Shenbing was unreasonable. He ignored the friendship between the two families and scolded the Li family members back. He also kept saying that Su Yang was the heir of the Su family and that occasional mistakes could be forgiven. He also threatened the Li family not to pursue him, otherwise they would break off their friendship. The Li family saw that Su Shenbing was really angry, so they stopped and chose to swallow their anger. Su Shenbing defended Su Yang so much, I couldn't accept it, so I had to kill Su Yang. Su Jingham sneered. Su Yang is also very sensible. He asked me why I couldn't go to school. I casually said to raise the school, and he did it. I seized the opportunity and had Zhao Wenbin secretly tamper with him, burying him beneath the rubble. Who knew he was so resilient? After being in a coma for several days, he actually woke up and is still very much alive. Forget it, Su Yang is dead tonight, so let's not talk about these things anymore. Su Jinghan took a deep breath, regaining his composure, and then said, Black Dragon, although your master and I share a common enemy, I still have him to thank for what happened tonight. If he hadn't sent you here, Su Yang wouldn't have been so easily dealt with. Go back and thank young Master Nalan for me. From now on, our cooperation will be close, Su Jingham said with a smile. Young Master Nalan? Black Dragon's master, the mastermind behind this, is a member of the Nalan family? Su Yang frowned slightly, having never expected the Nalan family to be involved. The Nalan family is one of the 4 great families in Jiangbei, second only to the Su family in power. The Nalan family is prosperous, with 5 young masters among the younger generation. Who exactly is this young Master Nalan that Su Jingham is referring to? Come on, Black Dragon, take me to torture Su Yang. Su Jingham pushed his gold-rimmed glasses, a sneer curling his lips. But then, he suddenly received a text message. After reading it, his expression suddenly changed. He hurriedly stepped back, staring at Su Yang warily, and demanded, You're not Black Dragon. Tell me, who are you? The message came from Master Nalan, right? It seems this Master Nalan is no ordinary person, knowing about Black Dragon's misfortune so quickly. Seeing this, Su Yang stopped hiding his intentions and chuckled softly. Su Jinghan, if you want to know who I am, no problem. Just open your eyes and look carefully. As he spoke, Su Yang raised his hand to cover his face. When he took it off again, his original appearance was restored. Chapter 36 Li Fixun. Su Yang, you are surprising me. Big brother. After seeing Su Yang's appearance clearly, Su Jinghan's face suddenly turned pale. He was extremely shocked and muttered to himself, How could it be you? Su Yang's eyes were sharp and he sneered, Su Jinghan, have you forgotten what you said just now? I am not worthy of being called big brother, Su Yang. Su Jinghan knew that he was exposed, and did not explain too much. Instead, he grinned and said, Even if you know that I did all this, who would believe you without evidence? I don't need anyone to believe it, because tonight is the day you die. Su Yang said in a cold tone, I never show mercy to those who want to kill me, and you will be no exception, but before that, I will definitely torture you. If you tell me who sent you a text message, maybe you can suffer less, Su Yang threatened. Haha, Su Jinghan did not respond, but laughed like crazy. I have been hiding it for so many years and have been suppressing my temper. I feel like I am about to have a split personality, but I didn't expect that I would fall into the hands of a loser like you today. Su Yang, tell me, how did you disguise yourself as Black Dragon, and where did Black Dragon go? Su Jinghan asked puzzledly. It's just a simple makeup trick, Su Yang responded casually, and then sneered, as for the Black Dragon you mentioned, he is already dead. Did Xiao Ting kill him? No, Su Yang said lightly. I killed him, you? Su Jinghan laughed contemptuously. Haha, Su Yang, you are so arrogant. The Black Dragon is a master in the late stage of Huijin. What can you use to kill him? Forget it. Su Yang's eyes were cold, and he said sternly, It seems that you will not tell me who young Master Nalan is. Then I'm sorry, I will make you heartbroken and die in despair. As for the person behind you, just know that he is from the Nalan family. There are 5 young masters in the younger generation of the Nalan family. Since you are not sure who is messing with me, then I will kill them all. Su Yang, where do you get the courage? You dare to speak so arrogantly like a waste. Su Jinghan pushed his gold-rimmed glasses, a sneer curling his lips. He continued, and do you really think you can beat me? There's no one here, not even Xiao Ting, so it's anyone's guess who will win. He stretched his muscles and said confidently, all these years, while you were drinking, whoring, and gambling, I wasn't idle. Now, I've reached the early stages of Huijin. My strength is only slightly weaker than Xiao Ting's, but I've never shown it. Today, I'll start with you. Su Jing'an sneered and launched the attack, his foot swiftly pressing towards Su Yang. A mere trick, Su Yang snorted, channeling his spiritual energy and punching out. With a resounding thud, Su Jing'an's body flew backwards, slamming heavily against the door of the private room. At the early stages of Huijin, he was no match for Su Yang. Su Yang, I didn't expect you to be even more hidden than me. You're at least mid to late stage Huijin, but don't get complacent. Just wait, I'll soon show you the consequences of offending me. Su Jing'an's face darkened. He left with these words and sped away, his speed incredibly fast. It was obvious he'd used some method. His aura had grown considerably stronger in a short period of time, rivaling that of a mid-stage Huijin cultivator. Su Yang frowned, but it was too late to chase him. He could only watch helplessly as Su Jing'an escaped. I didn't expect he had such a trick. I was careless this time. I'll learn this lesson and never underestimate anyone again, Su Yang said calmly. If you were in the immortal realm, Su Yang would never make such a mistake. He would never give those less capable than himself a chance to escape. However, he'd been more relaxed these days, his vigilance much lower. But Earth was also dangerous and full of uncertainty. Su Yang secretly made a note to avoid that next time. Nalan, provoking me is the worst mistake your clan has ever made, Su Yang sneered, then remembered something. He walked to the adjacent private room and knocked politely. Immediately afterwards, a stunning woman in a light blue dress opened the door to the private room. Wife-to-be, did you hear what Su Jing'an just said? Su Yang chuckled softly. That's right. The woman in the next room was none other than Li Fixuan. Before coming to Jadefinger Wonderland, Su Yang had called Li Fixuan, promising to treat her to performance, and Li Fixuan actually showed up. Su Yang then had manager Zhang at Jadefinger Wonderland prepare a communication device before Su Jing'an entered private room 308. This way, Li Fixuan could hear everything going on in room 308 from the next room. In other words, Li Fixuan now knew Su Yang was being tricked and that he was hiding his true strength. Su Yang, at that moment, Li Fixuan stared at Su Yang, unsure what to say. Wife-to-be, there are too many people outside. Why don't you invite me in to chat? Su Yang chuckled softly. Upon hearing this, Li Fixuan stepped aside, letting Su Yang into the room. The two of them sat on the sofa, neither of them speaking first, and the atmosphere was a little awkward. Finally, Su Yang broke the silence and asked with a smile, I didn't expect you to come here alone. Why didn't you bring Kiki with you? She can protect you if anything goes wrong. That's not necessary, Li Fixuan replied. Oh, Su Yang looked at Li Fixuan and couldn't help asking, my reputation is so bad, aren't you afraid that I deliberately tricked you into coming to a high-end club and wanted to do something to you? Ahem, if you wanted to do that, you would have succeeded long ago and would not have waited until now. Li Fixuan met Su Yang's gaze, gathered a hair on her forehead, and continued, besides, the feeling you gave me during these two meetings was different from before. I don't know why, I always wanted to believe you. Facts have proved that my bet was right. Li Fixuan smiled and said, today's show was wonderful. Su Yang, you really surprised me. Now I know that you are not a waste, but a martial arts genius, and you know how to endure. Future wife, Su Yang smiled lightly and said, that's nothing. When you marry me, you will find more advantages of me. Li Fixuan couldn't hold it in any more when she heard this, and said hurriedly with a red face, don't talk nonsense. Who wants to marry you? I still hate you. Let's talk about this later. You heard what Su Jing'an said just now. I'm not to blame for the incident with your best friend. The last time I used you as a stake, it was completely fabricated. Su Yang rubbed the bridge of his nose and said, now, what do you have to hate me for? Even if this is all a frame-up, it's true that you're attached to high-end clubs. Li Fixuan gritted her teeth and said, yesterday I heard someone say you raped a female technician at the club. Humph, I can't possibly forgive you so easily. However, I can consider dating you. If you behave well during this period, I'll fulfill my engagement. Otherwise, I'll never marry you, Li Fixuan said seriously. Really? Su Yang smiled at this, then suddenly grabbed Li Fixuan's two white arms and roughly pressed her to the sofa. Chapter 37, Die, you scoundrel. Su Yang's sudden and unstoppable force frightened Li Fixun, her beautiful face etched with fear. Su Yang, what are you going to do? Hey, this is a high-end club, a couple alone, what do you think I'm going to do? Su Yang wore a playful smile and continued, wife-to-be, I'm going to eat you tonight. No. Su Yang, calm down. Li Fixun struggled a bit. Struggle. The more you struggle, the more excited I get. Su Yang licked his lips, then slowly lowered them, pretending to kiss Li Fixun. Su Yang, Li Fixun called out Su Yang's name again, then, struggling in vain, gave up, sobbing helplessly, ready to accept everything silently. But soon, she noticed Su Yang loosening his grip and moving away from her. Wife-to-be, I just wanted to have a little fun. I didn't intend to do it for real, Su Yang chuckled softly from his side. In his previous life, he had spent his entire life chasing the footsteps of the Blue Phoenix Empress, but the pursuit only made her feel further and further away. In the Xuantian Immortal Emperor's memory, the Blue Phoenix Empress was an unattainable fairy, high and mighty, incomparably holy. He dreamed of pinning her down and making her his woman, but the difference in power was too great. The more unattainable something is, the more he yearns for it, and the seeds of obsession took root in the Xuantian Immortal Emperor's heart. So, when Su Yang saw Li Fixun, who looked exactly like the Blue Phoenix Empress, he couldn't help but want to experience the feeling of pinning her down. Although Li Fixun wasn't the Empress, her features were identical, and forcibly pinning her down felt quite satisfying. However, Su Yang hadn't anticipated the profound toll this would take on Li Fixun. At this point, Li Fixun curled up on the sofa, hugging her legs and sobbing helplessly. I'm sorry, it's my fault, Su Yang said quickly. I promise you, something like this will never happen again. I really wanted to joke just now. Hearing this, Li Fixun met Su Yang's gaze and said in surprise, You actually apologized? You wouldn't be like this before. It's normal to apologize when you do something wrong. Su Yang smiled. I said, I'm different now, my future wife. For the rest of my life, I will let you see a different me. I will only be good to you. Huh? Men's mouths are deceiving. Li Fixun choked and said, I heard from Kiki that you came to the club this morning. She also said that you took several girls to the private room. You must have done something bad. How do you explain it, eh? Su Yang was a little embarrassed, touching the bridge of his nose and said, I just did it to learn the technology. When we get married and have our wedding night in the future, we will know what to do, learn technology. Li Fixun paused, then her face flushed and said, Su Yang, why don't you just die? How can you say such things, haha. Su Yang chuckled, and with a few words, he coaxed Li Fixun into submission. A girl like Li Fixun, stunningly beautiful, might appear cold and unapproachable, but she's actually incredibly easy to please. This is because she lives a simple life, well protected by her family, and hasn't come into contact with anyone out of character. No, that's not right. It's more likely that, aside from young Master Su, Li Fixun hasn't come into contact with anyone out of character. She's a typical wealthy daughter. She can't be described as naive, but she's close. Furthermore, everyone in Jiangbei knows that Li Fixun is young Master Su's fiancée, and with very few exceptions, few boys would approach her. This leads to a constant stream of images of young Master Su in Li Fixun's world. When a girl has only one boy in her sight, even if he's a mean person, she'll develop a special affection for him. For example, in school, a girl was often bullied by the boy in the backseat, but over time, she developed a fondness for him. While Su Yang and Li Fixun's situation is somewhat unique, it can serve as a useful reference. Especially after learning that many of Su Jing'an's schemes were behind everything, Li Fixun's feelings towards Su Yang grew stronger, and her resentment gradually faded. Su Yang, what are you going to do about what happened today? Li Fixun then inquired. Do you need to tell Uncle Su about Su Jing'an? We have a recording, and I can testify for you. Uncle Su will definitely believe you, Li Fixun added. You can tell anyone, but some things are better kept secret. Su Yang pondered for a moment, then said, for example, the fact that I know martial arts shouldn't be revealed for now. As for the reason, I can't tell you. Currently, Su Yang had two concerns. First, young Master Nalan, who was behind Su Jing'an, hadn't yet revealed himself. Su Yang didn't want to expose his strength too soon. Playing the pig to eat the tiger was ideal. And Su Jing'an, judging by his words before leaving, clearly hated Su Yang to the core. Most importantly, he refused to admit that Su Yang was superior to him. 4 years, Su Jinghan had believed he had surpassed Su Yang in every way. Now, being suddenly defeated by Su Yang, he was undoubtedly overwhelmed. Su Yang suspected he wouldn't tell anyone about tonight's events, lest he be embarrassed. Furthermore, there was another issue. According to Hua Shimeo, someone appeared to be attacking the Su family. That person, having injured Su Qianqian, might harm other members of the Su family, or even wipe out the entire family. Su Yang didn't want to expose himself, lest he bring about fatal consequences. Strength. Improving his strength was paramount. Until he had the strength to handle all dangers, Su Yang decided to stay low and develop. After learning of Su Yang's intention, Li Fixun did not ask for the reason, but said, "Su Yang, leave this matter to me. I know audio editing and I will handle the recording. Then I will take the recording to Uncle Su and expose Su Jinghan. Since you don't want to be exposed, then you can continue to be a playboy. I will tell Uncle Su that I felt that there was something fishy about you using me as a bet some time ago, so I asked you to set up a trap for Su Jinghan. I didn't expect Su Jinghan to blow himself up and talk about so many evil things he had done. Don't worry, I will remove all the words in the recording that involve you revealing your strength, so it won't arouse Uncle Su's suspicion." Li Fixun looked at Su Yang and asked, "Su Yang, do you think this is okay?" "Okay, that's great, my wife. You arranged this matter so clearly. I really don't know how to thank you." Su Yang thought about it, then said seriously, "Well, my future wife, let me give you a gift." Li Fixun was very happy to be praised. When she heard about the gift, she immediately asked, "What gift?" "Little tadpoles. I have hundreds and thousands of tadpoles on my body. If you want them, I'll give them to you." Su Yang said seriously, "You're just bragging. Hundreds and thousands of them? Where are they? Why can't I see them? Besides, what do I need tadpoles for? Who would give tadpoles as gifts?" Li Fixun rolled her eyes at Su Yang, not believing him at all. "Really? My tadpoles are different from ordinary ones. They can enter your body, and then you can give birth to new life. Isn't that amazing?" Su Yang said seriously. "Little tadpoles, giving birth to new life." Li Fixun was slightly stunned, and suddenly reacted. Her beautiful face flushed red, and she gritted her teeth and said, "Su Yang, you stinky hooligan, go to hell." Chapter 38 Father and Son Conversation. After all the talk and the fuss, it was time to get down to business. Su Yang didn't want to draw attention, so he gave the credit for setting up the scheme to Li Fixun. He left the Jade Finger Fairyland alone and headed straight for the Riverside Villa. Having obtained a waist pendant tonight, which would definitely help him reach the second level of key training, Su Yang couldn't wait to return to practice. As for Li Fixun, she found a computer, edited the recording, and went to the Su family villa, demanding to see Su Shenbing. No one knew what she said to Su Shenbing. However, after Li Fixun left, Su Shenbing's expression was complex. In just a dozen minutes, he seemed to have aged significantly. Immediately afterwards, Su Shenbing dismissed Su Jinghan from all his positions overnight, placing his trusted aides in charge of all matters, big and small, at the Su group. He kept the reason a secret. "Come on, send out all the Su family's secret guards. Dig deep underground to bring Su Jinghan back. I need to get to know you face to face." In the study, Su Shenbing suppressed his anger and gave a cold command. "Yes," someone responded in the darkness, and dozens of figures left the Su residence, carrying out Su Shenbing's orders. After issuing the order, Su Shenbing paced around the study with a complex expression. A moment later, he, too, drove away from the Su family estate. Not long after, Su Shenbing arrived outside the Riverside Villa. Master, Xiao Ting appeared immediately, respectfully reporting the situation. "The eldest young master returned to the villa this afternoon and hasn't come out since. He's probably still resting." "Screw you," Su Shenbing scowled. "That brat left long ago and even went to the Jade Finger Fairyland last night, causing quite a stir." "Xiao Ting, what are you doing? A master of Huajin, and you can't even keep an eye on a piece of trash," Su Shenbing chided. "Did the eldest young master go out?" Xiao Ting paused, then said, "Impossible. I've been guarding outside the villa the whole time, and I didn't see him leave." "Idiot, have you forgotten this villa has a back door?" Su Shenbing retorted. This, Xiao Ting suddenly realized something and hurriedly knelt on one knee, blaming himself. "I was careless. Please punish me, patriarch." "Get up, Su Yang, that good for nothing. He has no skills, but he's quite smart." "This isn't your fault," Su Shenping said, raising his hand. Thank you, Patriarch. Xiao Ting stood up and then asked doubtfully, Patriarch, the eldest young master went to the Jade Finger Fairyland alone. Is everything okay? He's fine. I heard he even put on a good show. I was just about to look for him, Su Shenping said calmly. Since he slipped away from here earlier, he'll probably return after leaving the Jade Finger Fairyland. I'll wait for him here. On the third floor of the villa, Su Yang noticed Su Shenping's appearance and stopped drawing spiritual energy from the waist pendant. Dad, no one knows a son better than his father. I've been back for a long time. Please come up. At this moment, Su Yang turned on the light in the room, walked to the window, opened the glass, and said to Su Shenping with a smile. Little bastard, that's just right. I have something to ask you. Seeing this, Su Shenping didn't choose to take the stairs. Instead, he jumped a few times and entered Su Yang's room through the window. He closed the glass window and drew the curtains. Hey, Dad, you're quite skilled at this. You must have climbed other people's windows a lot, right? Su Yang joked. That's right. When your mother and I first met, she lived on the 5th floor and I could climb up there in no time. As Su Shenping was speaking, he reacted, stared at Su Yang with a dark face, and said coldly, You little bastard, how dare you make fun of me? Are you looking for a beating? Haha. Su Yang smiled and said, Okay, Dad, let's stop talking nonsense. You came to me to ask what happened tonight, right? What do you think? Su Shenping urged. Su Yang, tell me honestly, what happened? Is it true that Jinghan has tried to hurt you again and again? Yeah, Su Yang nodded, and then asked, Has my future wife, Li Fixun, gone to the Su house to find you? Yes, I just talked to her. Then I have nothing to say. She should have told you everything, Su Yang said. Hearing this, Su Shenping frowned and said, What happened to Zhang Zuir 5 years ago, and using Li Fixun as a bait some time ago, as well as blowing up the school? Were these really done by Jinghan? Yes, Su Yang sighed and said, Dad, Li Fixun found me this afternoon. She said she suspected Su Jinghan and asked me to cooperate with her in acting and expose Su Jinghan's true face. At first I refused, because in my heart, Su Jinghan is a good brother who can share your worries and solve your problems, Su Yang continued, but later, I promised Li Fixun, with the purpose of clearing Su Jinghan's name and letting her not doubt Su Jinghan again in the future, but I never expected that Su Jinghan actually said. Su Yang stopped sadly as he spoke, and his expression was well controlled. Okay, Su Yang, don't mention that ungrateful person anymore. Now the evidence is conclusive. I have removed all his positions, frozen his bank card, and sent out the secret guards. I believe I will find him soon. Su Shenping patted Su Yang on the shoulder and comforted him. In one's life, one will encounter many setbacks and meet many people with ulterior motives. Just get used to it. Be strong and don't be discouraged because of someone. From this incident, it can be seen that my daughter-in-law Li Fixun is quite good. She can sense that there is something wrong with Su Jinghan, and she knows how to use you to lure Su Jinghan into self-destructing. At the same time, she secretly recorded the evidence and left it as evidence. It's not simple. Su Shenping nodded with satisfaction and smiled lightly. It is said that fools have good luck, and trash can match good wives. Su Yang, how stupid and trash must you be to have the opportunity to marry a wife like my daughter-in-law? Su Shenping said, patted Su Yang on the shoulder again, and said seriously, You must have been a great and kind person who accumulated virtue and did good deeds in your previous life? Su Yang was originally moved to tears after hearing his father's words of comfort. But when the second half of the words came out, Su Yang was completely confused and his face darkened. Damn it! How can you slander your son like this? What's wrong with my father being rubbish? Why? Su Shenping raised his eyebrows and said, Su Yang, you are not convinced when I say you are rubbish. If it weren't for your daughter-in-law finding out Su Jinghan, would you know who is the mastermind behind this? Maybe if it was a little later, you would have been killed by Su Jinghan. You rubbish. Be nicer to my daughter-in-law in the future, do you hear me? Su Shenping said. Su Yang rubbed the bridge of his nose and said, Dad, Li Fixun and I haven't married yet. She's not your daughter-in-law yet, she will be, sooner or later. Such a good daughter-in-law, we must not let another family snatch her away. Su Yang, you better restrain yourself, Su Shenping said, since you didn't do those things before, Li Fixun's attitude towards you will definitely improve. You should seize the opportunity and try to take her down as soon as possible. Okay, I got it, Su Yang agreed, then said, Dad, it's so late, I need to rest. You should go back quickly. Let's go quickly. Don't disturb me while I'm practicing. I'm about to reach the second level of key training. When I do, I'll first seek revenge on the smiling Buddha. Su Yang is no pushover. He is a vindictive person. The smiling Buddha dared to take advantage of him during the day, and this account will definitely not be forgotten. So Su Yang can't wait to break through to the second level of key training. However, Su Shanbing did not leave. Instead, he said solemnly, Su Yang, now that Su Jing'an is gone, and you are already an adult, I feel the need to tell you something. Our Su family has recently run into big trouble, and it concerns the survival of the Su family. Chapter 39, Smiling Buddha? Isn't this a coincidence? It concerns the survival of the Su family. Hearing this, Su Yang frowned slightly. He had heard some rumors before, but he didn't expect it to be so serious. Dad, what exactly is going on? Our Su family is so powerful, and my sister is even more powerful. Who would dare to mess with the Su family? Su Yang asked. Looking back on this matter, it's too complicated. I can only tell you that there is a powerful person who wants to destroy the Su family, Su Shanbing said seriously. Some time ago, that person made a move, but was repelled by your grandfather. Su Yang had heard Huishimao mention it, but he pretended to be ignorant and smiled gently. Grandpa is so powerful, what is there to worry about? With Grandpa here, that person will not succeed, you know shit. Su Shanbing glanced at Su Yang, then said, your grandfather used his true energy forcefully, causing his old injuries to relapse. Although he repelled that person, he was also seriously injured and could no longer protect the Su family, but fortunately, Dr. Hu has found a way to save your grandfather. He said that using the 9-turn rejuvenation needle, your grandfather can recover in half a month at the latest. Speaking of Huishimao, Su Shanbing said admiringly, Huishimao is truly a renowned doctor. He usually keeps a low profile, but I never thought he'd developed the long-lost technique of the 9-turn rejuvenation needle. If Kyoto holds another medical conference, he'll surely make a splash. He developed it? This acupuncture technique was taught to him by Laozi. Su Yang chuckled to himself, then asked curiously, Dad, since Grandpa has a chance to recover, what are you worried about? Your grandfather needs time, but that person clearly doesn't want to give him that chance. Su Shanbing continued, today, I received a letter from the smiling Buddha. He wants to take the lives of us father and son. You haven't been exposed to ancient martial arts, so you're definitely not familiar with the smiling Buddha's name. Simply put, in all of Jiangbei, his strength is enough to rank among the top 3. Su Shanbing continued, without your grandfather taking action, no one in our Su family can stop the smiling Buddha. Sigh. At the end, Su Shanbing sighed, his expression filled with helplessness. Smiling Buddha? Isn't that a coincidence? Upon hearing this, Su Yang's lips curled up into a barely perceptible smile, and he then asked curiously, Dad, is the person you're talking about who wants to destroy the Su family the smiling Buddha? Of course not. The smiling Buddha doesn't have that ability yet. He used to be very respectful to the Su family. Su Shanbing shook his head and said, but after your grandfather was injured, no one could suppress the smiling Buddha. It was at that person's instigation that the smiling Buddha bared his fangs against the Su family. The Su family's trouble now is this smiling Buddha. He gave us 2 days and clearly intended to kill us father and son. Su Shanbing sighed and said, Alice, it's like a tiger in plain sight being bullied by a dog. Haha. Smiling Buddha, that old thing, it seems there's really no need for him to live. When I reach the second level of key training, I must kill him. Su Yang made up his mind, and then seeing his father's frown, he asked, Dad, what are you going to do? Originally, I was planning to take you abroad to avoid the limelight, but after talking to your grandfather, I gave up the idea. Su Shanbing said, your grandfather means that the smiling Buddha is not afraid of alerting the enemy. Since they sent a provocative letter first, they must still be wary of him. So at this time, the Su family must not panic. If I take you away, it means that the Su family is afraid of the smiling Buddha, confirming the fact that your grandfather is seriously injured. The smiling Buddha must have made preparations in advance. There is a high probability that he will stop us father and son before we reach the airport. Su Shanbing continued, the best plan now is to bite the bullet and respond to the smiling Buddha. Tell him that the Su family is not a pushover and that they are not afraid of death. That way, the smiling Buddha will be unable to predict the Su family's future and will not dare to act rashly. Su Shanbing said worriedly, I've already said it, but I don't know if I can calm him down." Su Yang nodded and said, "Grandpa has considered the problem very carefully. We really can't be careless at this time, otherwise it will be a disguised way of telling the smiling Buddha that we in the Su family have no one who can stop him. Well, when your grandfather recovers from his injuries, we won't have to be afraid of the smiling Buddha." Su Shenping nodded, and then reminded, "Su Yang, you better be honest in the near future. Don't go out if you don't have to, so as not to be targeted by the smiling Buddha." "That won't do." Su Yang smiled lightly and said, "This is not in line with my style. The more this is the case, the more I have to be high profile, so as to mislead those who have ulterior motives towards the Su family." Su Shenping thought for a while and nodded, "That's right, Su Yang, Dad is very pleased that you can think of this. It shows that you are not stupid, and you even have a smart head." "Fuck, Dad, I'm relieved. Are your requirements for me so low?" Su Yang said with a dark face. "Haha," Su Shenping chuckled, then said, "Su Yang, you're 20 this year, right? A bit old, but it's not too late to start training now. I've already made an agreement with your grandfather. Once the smiling Buddha issue is resolved, I'll send you to Guoren for training. Guoren is China's strongest special forces unit. You'll be treated differently there." At this point, Su Shenping's face lit up with a strange smile, the intention of discrimination obvious. "Damn it, Dad, no, I don't want to go to Guoren," Su Yang retorted. "Haha, it's useless. It's already been decided. You'll be causing me trouble all day, and even using the heroin to pressure me." Su Shenping seemed to have let out a sigh of relief, grinning smugly. "At Guoren, no one cares if you're young Master Su or young Master Wang. If you disobey, you'll be beaten. If you fail the training, you'll be beaten too. Be prepared." With that, Su Shenping left the riverside villa, looking quite cheerful, his previous worries vanishing. Su Yang smiled bitterly and shook his head, then went back to the bed and sat down cross-legged. Su Yang had heard a little about the National Blade Organization, which was considered to be the top among the special forces of China. It is worth mentioning that the National Blade was founded by Su Xuantian, who was the first instructor of the National Blade. However, after the war subsided, Su Xuantian retired and returned to his hometown to develop in Jiangbei, which is how the Su family got what it is today. Su Shenping had also joined the National Blade and took away a member of the National Blade, Xiao Ting. Su Yang remembered that his father once said that Xiao Ting's strength could be ranked among the top 3 in the National Blade. However, Xiao Ting was only in the middle stage of Huijin. If Su Yang stepped into the second level of key training, he could easily defeat him. Besides, Su Yang was a cultivator, and going to the National Blade was a waste of time. However, Su Yang told his father that if he was not strong enough, he should just stay low for now, as cultivation was more important. Next, Su Yang held the waist pendant in his hand and activated the 9-nether prison suppression technique. Spiritual energy continuously flowed out of the waist pendant and was absorbed into his danshan. In a blink of an eye, 2 days passed. Su Yang remained in his room, practicing, his eyes slightly closed, and spiritual energy surrounded him. The next moment, he suddenly opened his eyes, and a smile curved his lips. "Finally, I have advanced to the second level of key training." Chapter 40. Back to the black market. Over the course of 2 days and 2 nights, Su Yang drained all the spiritual energy from the waist pendant and successfully reached the second level of key training. "My spiritual power has doubled and tripled. Now, if I meet the smiling Buddha, I'm confident I can easily defeat him." Su Yang felt his own strength and chuckled softly. "And the smiling Buddha is one of Jiangbei's most formidable masters. Even my father is wary of him. Haha, now I can finally protect myself. I've been cooped up in the house for 2 days. Time to get out and about." Thinking of this, Su Yang glanced at the time. It was 7:30 p.m., so he planned to invite Li Fixun out for dinner or something. Although he and Li Fixun had only technically met a few times, he had already developed a strong liking for her. First, Li Fixun was young Master Su's fiancée, and second, she bore a striking resemblance to the Blue Phoenix Empress. All these factors combined made Su Yang quite fond of Li Fixun. Of course, the main reason was Li Fixun's incredible beauty. Her stunning beauty surpassed even the most beautiful fairies in the immortal realm. Having made up his mind, Su Yang called Li Fixun and said with a gentle smile, "Wife, are you free tonight? Let's have dinner together." "Su Yang," Li Fixun's anxious voice came from the other end of the line, "you still have the mind to eat? What have you been doing these past 2 days?" Why didn't you answer the phone? Something big happened to the Su family, did you know? Su Yang frowned, puzzled. What happened? The smiling Buddha, the top master of the Jiangbei pyramid, suddenly announced yesterday that he would massacre the Su family tonight. Li Fixun asked worriedly, where are you now? Is everything okay, smiling Buddha? You old bastard, I haven't even settled the score with you yet, and you're getting more and more aggressive. That's perfect, I'll finish you off tonight. With this thought in mind, Su Yang smiled softly. I'm fine, I'm doing fine, honey. Don't worry. The Su family will be fine too, really? These past few days, all the major families in Jiangbei, except the Wang family, have been distancing themselves from the Su family, believing they're doomed. Li Fixun asked with concern, Su Yang, it's best you stay out of the spotlight. Find a chance to escape abroad. That smiling Buddha is not to be trifled with. Don't worry about me. Don't worry. I have something else to do. I'm hanging up now. I'll invite you to dinner later. Su Yang comforted Li Fixun before hanging up and calling Su Shenbing. Dad, something's happened to the Su family, right? Su Yang asked once the call was connected. Well, how did you know? Su Shenbing's voice was filled with fatigue. The matter has become so serious that it would be hard for me not to know. Su Yang continued, why didn't you notify me? After all, I am the eldest son of the Su family. You bastard, you have no connections and no strength. You are just a playboy and a waste. What's the point of telling you? Su Shenbing said lightly. I have applied for support from Kyoto. With the contributions your grandfather and I have made to Kyoto, Kyoto may send people to support. Tonight is about the survival of the Su family. I have laid a dragnet inside and outside the Su family, ready to fight a decisive battle with the smiling Buddha. You stay in the villa by the river. No one knows where you are. If something happens to the Su family, Xiao Ting will take you away from Jiangbei. Su Shenbing's tone was full of sadness, and he continued, then you can go to the border and find your sister. She will protect you. Hearing this, Su Yang felt very uncomfortable and couldn't help asking, Dad, isn't the smiling Buddha afraid of my grandfather? Why did he suddenly dare to destroy the Su family with such fanfare? Su Jinghan, it's all Su Jinghan's fault. Su Shenbing gritted his teeth upon hearing this. Originally, following your grandfather's instructions, I threatened the smiling Buddha with harsh words, and I already frightened him, but that traitorous bastard Su Jinghan actually found the smiling Buddha and told him that your grandfather was seriously ill and bedridden. Forget it, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Su Yang, listen to your sister from now on. With that, Su Shenbing hung up the phone. What the hell? It's like arranging funeral arrangements. With me here, there's no way I'll let the Su family be destroyed. Su Yang put away his phone, a smile playing on his lips, but his eyes were fierce. Then, avoiding Xiao Ting's surveillance, Su Yang took advantage of the night to leave the riverside villa alone. From his father's words, Su Yang knew that the smiling Buddha would attack the Su family tonight, so he had to eliminate him before he could. Su Yang didn't know where the smiling Buddha was, but he was certain he would appear if he appeared at the Nine Gates Black Market as Su Xuantian. After all, he had cut off one of the smiling Buddha's ears last time, angering him. He was sure the smiling Buddha would resent him to the core. Realizing this, Su Yang journeyed through the darkness, heading straight for the Nine Gates Black Market. En route, he used the disguise technique, transforming himself once again into the stern Su Xuantian. About half an hour later, around 8 o'clock, Su Yang reappeared at the Nine Gates Black Market. Young Master Su, this time, the two guards didn't stop Su Yang, but instead greeted him with a smile. Yes, Su Yang nodded in response to the friendly attitude, and then prepared to enter the market. Young Master Su, please stay, one of the guards said. Su Yang raised an eyebrow. Why? You won't let me in, young Master Su, I misunderstood. I just wanted to remind you to be careful. The smiling Buddha has been trying to find out about you these past few days, the guard explained. I see. Thank you, Su Yang replied calmly, then strode into the Nine Gates Black Market in the Jade Finger Fairyland. After he left, another guard commented, it seems this young man named Su Xuantian isn't afraid of the smiling Buddha. The aura he exuded last time was no less impressive than the smiling Buddha's. He's at least at the peak of Huijin. The guard nearby chuckled, given his strength, he's naturally not afraid of the smiling Buddha. I just don't know who's stronger between the two. It's said that the smiling Buddha was careless last time, and Su Xuantian cut off one of his ears. If they were in a head-on confrontation, I'd lean towards the smiling Buddha, one guard said. Just wait and see. The smiling Buddha should be here soon. He's been holding on to this anger for 2 days, so a fierce battle is likely between the two of them. Meanwhile, Su Yang was strolling leisurely through the black market. Although this was his second visit, he had already attracted the attention of many ancient martial artists. Everyone knew that he had severed the smiling Buddha's ear. Is that Su Xuantian? He's so young, how dare you, the smiling Buddha, provoke me? I wonder if he's a casual cultivator or a disciple of a major sect, such a young master of Huijin. Perhaps only the major sects can cultivate one. Numerous ancient martial artists discussed this privately, occasionally glancing at Su Yang with curiosity. Su Yang dismissed the question and continued browsing the black market, hoping to find any rare finds. News of Su Xuantian's arrival at the Nine Gates black market quickly reached the smiling Buddha. He was about to destroy the Su family when he heard the news and decided to deal with Su Xuantian first. I've never suffered such humiliation in my life. Su Xuantian, if you cut off one of my ears, I'll pay with your life. The smiling Buddha, seething with rage, vanished into the darkness, heading straight for the Nine Gates black market. Chapter 41 My Life as Su Xuantian. At this moment, at Suiyang Manor, all the secret guards were on high alert, carefully scanning the surroundings. Tonight was a catastrophe for the Su family, and everyone was extremely nervous. The major families in Jiangbei were all waiting to see the Su family's joke, and some even intended to replace them. In the study, Su Shenping sat in a chair, his face as gloomy as water, his expression extremely grim. Beside him were two men, one was the deputy captain of the secret guards. The other was a thin man in his 40s, who looked somewhat like Wang Fuge. He was none other than young Master Wang's father, Wang Baoquan. At this moment, Wang Baoquan said, Commander Su, you don't have to be too anxious. Isn't it just a peak of Huijin? It's nothing. This is just a small storm for the Su family. Yeah, Su Shenping glanced at Wang Baoquan and asked, Wang Baoquan, so many families in Jiangbei are now distancing themselves from the Su family, but you sent people to help me. Aren't you afraid of being implicated? What the hell should I be afraid of, Commander Su? I used to be your adjutant, and we have a true relationship of sharing weal and woe, Wang Baoquan said passionately. Even if I die today, I will die before you, you kid. You usually only know how to flatter, but you don't let me down at the critical moment. I was right about you, Su Shenping smiled bitterly. It's just that this time, I'm afraid the Su family is really going to be in trouble. Commander Su, don't be discouraged. Did you notify Kyoto? There will be reinforcements, Wang Baoquan comforted. Kyoto? There are people there who wish the Su family would be destroyed. Su Shenping smiled and shook his head, then said, also, Wang Baoquan, I stopped being Commander Su 5 years ago. Don't address me that anymore. Yes, Wang Baoquan agreed seriously. The Su family, I hope they can escape this disaster. Su Shenping sighed again, then closed his eyes slightly, intending to lead the Su family's secret guards in peak condition to fight the smiling Buddha. Elsewhere, the smiling Buddha had already arrived at the Nine Gates black market and angrily shouted, Su Xuantian, come out and die. Swish, swish, swish. In an instant, everyone's eyes turned towards him. The smiling Buddha is here, haha. Su Xuantian has been waiting for him for a while. Now we're in for a good show. Last time, they said Su Xuantian cut off the smiling Buddha's ear, but I still don't believe it. Su Xuantian looks only in his 20s, how could he be a match for the smiling Buddha? It is said that Su Xuantian succeeded by sneaking up on him, which made the smiling Buddha very angry. He has been looking for Su Xuantian to avenge his ear cutting. Many ancient martial artists in the black market knew about the feud between Su Xuantian and the smiling Buddha, so they gathered around to watch the fun. At this time, Su Yang walked out of the crowd, looked at the smiling Buddha with amusement, and smiled gently. Hey, senior, why are you so angry? Su Xuantian, the smiling Buddha glared at Su Yang and said with gritted teeth, you ask questions when you know the answer, why are you pretending? I will kill you tonight to vent the hatred in my heart. Haha, senior, this is a bit unreasonable. Su Yang smiled and said, 2 days ago, you tricked me out and wanted to rob me of my money. I just fought back and accidentally cut off your ear. I didn't mean to. Do you hate me so much? Accidentally, the smiling Buddha was furious and said, huh, Su Xuantian, no matter how you explain today, I will not spare your life. Senior, why are you like this? Can't we reconcile? In fact, I respect you very much. Su Yang said seriously, my admiration for you is like the surging river, endless, and it's like the flooding of the Yellow River, out of control, right? The smiling Buddha said first. Fuck, Su Yang said in surprise. Senior, how did you know I was going to say this? We are indeed destined to meet, we have the same mind. Fuck you. The smiling Buddha couldn't help it, and cursed directly, angrily said, Su Xuantian, I will not make the same mistake twice, I won't fall for it. Okay then. Seeing that the smiling Buddha was furious, Su Yang had a teasing idea in his mind, so he said, Senior, I really admire you. Before you do it, can you agree to a request of mine? Haha, kid, you know that you will die tonight, so you want to leave a last word. The smiling Buddha sneered when he heard this, and then said generously, okay, the smiling Buddha, am a person with a big picture. If you have any request, just say it. Did I really say it? Just say it when I tell you to. Why are you talking so much nonsense? The smiling Buddha said impatiently. Okay, Su Yang's gaze fell on the smiling Buddha. He blinked and said innocently, Senior, I've never married and never been a father. Can you call me dad and fulfill my dream of becoming a father? The ancient warriors watching were stunned by these words. After a pause of several seconds, they all burst into laughter. I thought Su Xuantian was begging for mercy, but I didn't expect him to be so aggressive. Haha, can you call me dad? I'm dying of laughter, what a talent. This Su Xuantian is amazing, but I'm afraid he's going to die miserably. Su Xuantian, the smiling Buddha reacted, his face as red as a pig's liver. He was furious and shouted, how dare you tease me? You're courting death. With these words, the smiling Buddha lost his mind, mobilized all his inner energy, and suddenly attacked. I've been waiting for you. Su Yang's eyes glared, and he quickly formed a seal with his hands, and a water ball gradually took shape. At the same time, Su Yang emanated a terrifying aura, crushing all around him. Weaker ancient martial artists couldn't even stand steady under Su Yang's aura. This Qi transforming into the 5 elements. He's a martial arts master. How is that possible? Throughout the ancient martial arts world, there's never been such a young master. This is terrifying. I can't believe it, but he's definitely a master. The smiling Buddha also sensed Su Yang's presence, his expression suddenly changing. Could this kid be a genuine martial arts master? With this thought, the smiling Buddha felt unsure and turned to flee, but it was too late. Bang! Su Yang hurled a water ball, swiftly impacting the smiling Buddha's chest with a muffled thud. The next moment, the smiling Buddha flew backwards, landing on the ground, blood gushing from his mouth. His face was utterly pale. His breath was now extremely weak, almost imperceptible. His eyes widened as he clutched his chest, speaking haltingly, I've always been cautious. I never imagined I'd provoke a master. I'm so wronged. As soon as he finished speaking, the smiling Buddha closed his eyes, completely losing all life. I called you senior, just kidding. I wanted to treat you like a normal person, but you insisted on forcing me. Why? Su Yang shook his head helplessly and began to leave the 9 Gates black market. Everyone at the scene made way for him, both in awe and fear of Su Yang. Wait a moment, young Master Su, fighting and killing are prohibited in the 9 Gates black market. After what happened today, you must return with us to the 9 Gates and give an explanation to the higher-ups. At this moment, 2 guards stubbornly intervened. Explain. Su Yang paused, staring at the 2 guards. He said coldly, I, Su Xuantian, have done everything in my life. Why should I explain myself to anyone? Get out of the way, or die. The 2 guards had witnessed Su Yang's slaying of the smiling Buddha. Too afraid to stop him, they hurriedly stepped aside, letting him go. After Su Yang's departure, the 9 Gates black market erupted in excitement. News of the mysterious master, Su Xuantian, having annihilated the smiling Buddha with a single blow, quickly spread throughout Jiangbei. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 42 Crisis Resolved. The smiling Buddha had been cultivating for 60 years and was said to have reached the pinnacle of Huijin. Yet, he met his end at the hands of a 20-something. It's unbelievable. I heard that young man named Su Xuantian could transform his Zhangqi into water, a skill only possessed by a martial arts master. Such a young martial arts master, how appalling. I wonder which sect has hidden this young talent. The smiling Buddha was going to destroy the Su family tonight, but he himself met an untimely death. The Su family got a great deal. Su Xuantian, Su family, do you think there's a connection between the two? Impossible, it's probably just a coincidence. The smiling Buddha and Su Xuantian had a feud a few days ago. The news spread, shockingly not only Jiangbei but also the ancient martial arts world. Of course, the Su family benefited most from the smiling Buddha's death. Meanwhile, at the Su family manor, Su Shenping had received news of the smiling Buddha's murder and excitedly slammed the table. Haha, God help our Su family. Su Shenping's joy was palpable, and he excitedly said, I thought tonight would be a tough battle, but I didn't expect it to be resolved so easily. Su Xuantian, you truly are our Su family's savior. Haha. Su Shenping, brimming with excitement, ordered, Guo Yi, remove all those traps and secret guards outside. From now on, the Su family will return to normal. Yes, Guo Yi, the deputy captain of the secret guards, respectfully responded and left the study. Commander Su, you are truly wise and brave, incredibly talented, and truly brilliant. Wang Baoquan's anxiety eased, and he immediately remembered his signature skill. He flattered the master with a sincere expression. He was an expert at flattery, a skill passed down through generations, a corporate culture of the Wang family. Upon hearing this, Su Shenping glanced at Wang Baoquan and said, the smiling Buddha died at the hands of Su Xuantian. What does that have to do with me? It must have something to do with you. That Su Xuantian definitely knew your name, which is why he's helping you out. The smiling Buddha's death is like a token of his loyalty. Su Xuantian must be trying to join the Su family, Wang Baoquan said seriously. Screw you, stop flattering me. Su Shenping heard this and said with a dark face, rumor has it that Su Xuantian has already reached the level of Grandmaster. A Grandmaster so young is nothing to me. Why would he join the Su family? Your flattery is so unrealistic. If you're not embarrassed, I'm embarrassed for you. Wang Baoquan chuckled and stood aside, saying nothing more. Su Xuantian, he and I share the same surname. Perhaps we were even from the same family 500 years ago. At this moment, Su Shenping said with awe, a martial arts master in his 20s, what a terrifying genius. He's so unattainable, if only I had the chance to meet him, but unfortunately, a powerful being like him wouldn't meet me, Su Shenping muttered. Master, the eldest young master has returned. Guo Yi walked in and said. Su Yang, Su Shenping came back to his senses and said disdainfully, this little bastard came back just in time. He returned home just as the Su family's crisis was over. Now that ungrateful Su Jing'an is nowhere to be found. I've raised him for nothing all these years. The Su family will still have to rely on Su Yang to take over. It seems that going to Guoren for training should be put on the agenda. Thinking of this, Su Shenping said calmly, Guo Yi, let Su Yang in. I have something to say to him. Yes, Guo Yi obeyed the order and turned to walk out of the study. Soon Su Yang walked in. Dad, Su Yang greeted. Yes, Su Shenping nodded, then pointed to Wang Fuge next to him and said, Su Yang, this is Wang Fuge's father, Wang Baoquan. The Su family is in trouble, and he is the only one who came to help regardless of his life. Call me Uncle Wang. No, young Master Su, we talked on the phone before, just call me by my name. Wang Baoquan was flattered, then smiled and said, what kind of help can I give? I just come here to stand, Uncle Wang. It's easy to add icing on the cake, but it's hard to help someone in need. Su Yang looked at Wang Baoquan and said seriously, you helped the Su family today, and you deserve to be called uncle. From now on, the Wang family will be the best friends of the Su family. Young Master Su, Wang Baoquan was moved, and said with tears in his eyes, I was moved by your 2 words. You are worthy of being the son of General Su. You speak so beautifully, like brainwashing, making me want to sacrifice my life for the Su family right now. Well, General Su, don't you have something to say to young Master Su? I'll leave first, Wang Baoquan said as he wiped his tears. Go away, you whimpering mess, what nonsense. I'll find you for a drink sometime, Su Shenping cursed. Okay, young Master Su, take good care of my Fuge. You have so many good qualities. Even just standing still radiates a brilliant light. If my Fuge could be half as good as you, I would wake up laughing in my dreams. Before leaving, Wang Baoquan flattered him again. After he left, only Su Yang and Su Shenping were left in the study. Su Yang, why are you back now? Did you hear some rumors? Su Shenping asked. Rumors? What rumors? Su Yang asked puzzledly. Not long ago, the smiling Buddha was killed by a mysterious master. Now the crisis for the Su family is over. Don't you know? I don't know. Su Yang shook his head. Then how dare you come back alone? Su Shenping asked with a frown, then thought of a possibility, and said in surprise, don't you want to be a coward, so you run back to the Su family, planning to live and die with the Su family? What the hell? Su Yang looked at Su Shenping as if he was an idiot, and explained, Dad, I just think it will cost a lot of money to run away, and I'm running out of money in my card, so I want to come to the Su family to ask you for some money. I was afraid that Xiao Ting would not agree, so I avoided him and sneaked out. Dad, the Su family is about to collapse anyway, so why don't you transfer more money to my card? Transfer me 1 billion or 800 million at a time. And I will spend it slowly, Su Yang said, pretending to be a dandy. Fuck, what do you mean the Su family is going to be destroyed? The Su family is doing fine now, Su Shenping said with a dark face and gritted his teeth. You unfilial son, get out now, I don't want to see you. Dad, don't be angry, just pretend I didn't say anything. Su Yang smiled lightly, and then was about to leave the study, but Su Shenping shouted, Bastard, come back to me. Dad, don't you want to see me? Why? Shut up, I almost made you angry. Su Shenping looked at Su Yang coldly, suppressing the anger in his heart. And then gritted his teeth and said, remember the national blade I mentioned to you last time? I will send you in a week. You should be prepared to report. Su Yang suddenly cried and resisted. Dad, I don't want to go. You have to go even if you don't want to. I've made up my mind and no one can stop me, Su Shenping said with a look of dismay. Su Yang, they say a tiger father will have a dog son. Your father is also a person of character, and was well known in Kyoto back then. But you are not good at anything, and you are the most expensive in the club. We are also in our 20s, and some people can wipe out masters of the level of Smiling Buddha, and you are not even qualified to carry his shoes. Su Shenping became more and more angry as he spoke, and impatiently dismissed him. Get out, just looking at you makes me angry. Chapter 43, White-haired Su Qianqian. Killing a master of the Smiling Buddha's caliber? Su Yang smiled and said goodbye without explaining anything. He left his father's room after saying goodbye. Although he had now reached the second level of key training, and could kill an ancient martial artist of the Huijin realm with a single blow, Su Yang had never met a true martial arts master and didn't know who was stronger. Furthermore, the person who was plotting against the Su family was most likely a martial arts master. So Su Yang didn't want to alert the enemy. The Xuantian Immortal Emperor's motto was, stay steady, don't waste time. Returning to his room, Su Yang sat cross-legged, entering a state of cultivation. Only cultivation could bring him inner peace. After Su Yang left, Su Shenping also left the study and told old man Su what had happened tonight. Meanwhile, in the underground secret room, an old man with white hair sat upright on a cushion, his hands clasped around his head. His hair and beard were white, and his face was wrinkled, but his neatly cropped hair gave him a look of vigor. His eyes, in particular, though cloudy, shone with a brilliant light, as if he could see through anyone at a glance. The short-haired elder was none other than Su Yang's grandfather, Su Qianqian. At this moment, after hearing Su Shenping's story, Su Qianqian was astonished. You said a young master appeared in Jiangbei and killed the Smiling Buddha with a single strike. Exactly, Su Shenping nodded. Father, that young master's name is Su Xuantian. I haven't met him, but from what others have described, he's in his early 20s at most. He's a stranger, never seen before in the Nine Gates black market. Such a young master, incredibly gifted. Su Qianqian smiled wryly. They say every generation has its own talented individuals, each leading the charge for centuries. I used to be unconvinced, but now it seems I can't help but be. When I was in my 20s, I was just a novice new to ancient martial arts, yet he's already reached a realm countless others will never reach. Father, you came to ancient martial arts relatively late, a late bloomer. Don't underestimate yourself, Su Shenping said soothingly. Su Qianqian nodded slightly, then said coldly, that's a good thing for the Smiling Buddha. Let him die, or I'll tear him to pieces tonight. He dared to plot against the Su family. Now that he's in my hands, how can I let him die so easily? Su Qianqian's voice was particularly cold. Upon hearing this, Su Shenping was immediately surprised and asked, Father, are you healed? No. Su Qianqian shook his head and said, Even if divine doctor who has 9-turn rejuvenation needle is miraculous, it can't heal me in a few days. I've barely recovered 60% of my injuries, but even so, destroying the smiling Buddha is still a piece of cake. It's just a matter of raising a hand, Su Qianqin said confidently. Father, why didn't you tell me earlier? You made me worry for nothing, Su Shenbing complained. Are you blaming me, you loser? Su Qianqin stared at Su Shenbing and sternly demanded, I told you to practice diligently, but you refused to listen. Whenever you encounter a problem, you rely on me to solve it. I'm already over 70 years old. How much longer can I look after the Su family? Father, I practice, but I've only gotten this far, Su Shenbing said with a wry smile. So you're a loser? Su Qianqin scolded Su Shenbing like he was scolding a son. No. He was scolding a son. How is Su Yang lately? Su Qianqin asked calmly. Su Shenbing replied, that loser, still the same as before. Unmotivated, unemployed, unlearned. In Su Qianqin's eyes, Su Shenbing was loser. In Su Shenbing's eyes, Su Yang was loser. Emotionally hurting the next generation is a traditional Su family tradition. Su Qianqin couldn't help but shake his head. Originally, I thought you were pretty useless, having only reached the Huajin stage at 30, but I didn't expect my grandson to be even worse. He hasn't even touched ancient martial arts at 20, luckily, I have a granddaughter. She's incredibly talented. She reached the Huajin stage at 18, peaked at 20, and reached a half-step grandmaster stage at 25. Speaking of Su Jingguo, Su Qianqin boasted, at this rate, Jingguo could become a true grandmaster before she's 30. Such talent is unmatched in Jiangbei. Father, you're overconfident. Su Xuantian, the young man who killed the smiling Buddha, has already reached the grandmaster stage, Su Shenbing interrupted. If you don't speak, no one will think you're dumb. Su Qianqin rolled his eyes at Su Shenbing. Su Shenbing tactfully lowered his head and said nothing more. Anyway, that Su Xuantian helped the Su family solve a problem, so the Su family owes him a favor. Su Qianqin paused, and then asked, Shenbing, have you found out his background? I would like to meet him. No, Su Xuantian seems to have appeared out of nowhere. No one in Jiangbei knows who he is or where he comes from, Su Shenbing responded. It's just that he has been to the Juman black market twice. Some people said that he wanted to buy energy stones. Father, if you want to see him, maybe you can try your luck in the Juman black market. Well, I see. Su Qianqin nodded and said, if you have nothing to do, you can go out. I need to rest. Father, I want to talk to you about Su Yang, Su Shenbing said. Su Yang? What's wrong with him? Su Yang has been getting more and more of a jerk lately, and you know about Su Jing'an's situation. Now the future of the Su family depends entirely on Su Yang, Su Shenbing continued, so I'm thinking of sending him to Guoren for some training. Maybe he'll become a talented person. Well, just make sure you arrange it. It's time to teach that jerk a lesson, Su Qianqin agreed. Father, it's like this. Su Yang seems very resistant, and I'm afraid he'll call Jingguo. Su Shenbing smiled bitterly. You know, I'm most afraid of Jingguo. What if Jingguo feels sorry for Su Yang and tries to interfere? Don't worry, Jingguo will take care of this matter. She won't interfere, Su Qianqin continued. It suddenly occurred to me that I haven't seen Su Yang in over 6 months. Right, yes, you said you get annoyed when you see him, Su Shenbing said. Alice, they're blood relatives. How could a grandfather really be bothered by his grandson? Su Qianqin sighed and said, half a year is neither long nor short. Father, you must be missing Su Yang. Su Shenbing chuckled softly. That's right. They say grandparents are closer. You definitely love Su Yang more than I do. Let's put it this way, Father. Tomorrow I'll have Su Yang come over to say good morning to you. No need. Su Qianqin, however, was very reluctant and said seriously, what I want to say is, I've been so relieved not to see Su Yang these past 6 months. If you don't let him come to see me, I don't want to see that piece of trash and ruin my mood. Su Shenbing was stunned for a moment, a little confused. When he realized what was happening, he didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He had thought Su Qianqin missed Su Yang, but after all this time, his father was just lamenting how much it had been relaxing not seeing him for 6 months. Son, I told you you're useless and called you a little bastard, and you got upset and even argued with me. But your grandfather doesn't even want to see you, which shows how much he hates you. Compared to that, I'm pretty good to you. Chapter 44 Nalan Ming's Su Qianqan only has one grandson, Su Yang. In fact, he does not dislike Su Yang as much as he appears to be. He just feels that he is a good person, but not as good as he used to be. In the past 6 months, although Su Qianqan did not let Su Yang come to visit him, he sneaked out more than once to secretly see Su Yang. However, every time Su Qianqan saw Su Yang was either in a high-end club or on the way to a high-end club. This made him very angry and he wanted to break Su Yang's 3 legs. But there was nothing he could do. After all, he was his own grandson, so he could only let him do whatever he wanted. Su Qianqan had long thought of sending Su Yang to temper himself, but he had never found a chance to bring it up. So when Su Shenbing opened his mouth, he decisively agreed. After Su Shenbing left the underground chamber, Su Qianqan couldn't help but sigh. Su Yang, the Su family will eventually be handed over to you. Don't let Grandpa down. Grandpa also learned ancient martial arts at the age of 20. Since then, he has made rapid progress and has even conquered many battles on the battlefield. I hope that Guoren can train you to be the true successor of the Su family. At this moment, in a dark corner of Jiangbei. Damn it, Su Yang got his life back. Su Jinghan, utterly disheveled, his eyes bloodshot, gnashed his teeth and said, "Damn you, smiling Buddha. Why don't you destroy the Su family first, kill Su Yang, and then go to the 9 Gates black market and get killed?" 2 days ago, after escaping from Su Yang's clutches, Su Jinghan didn't leave Jiangbei. Instead, he colluded with the smiling Buddha. He hated Su Yang so much that he betrayed the Su family just to kill him. The smiling Buddha promised Su Jinghan that after destroying the Su family, he would hand over the family's assets to him, and they would make money together. Su Jinghan was fully aware of the smiling Buddha's strength, confident he could easily wipe out the Su family. However, the mysterious master, Su Xuantian, suddenly appeared and annihilated the smiling Buddha, something Su Jinghan hadn't anticipated. It seems I can't stay in Jiangbei any longer. 30 years in the east, 30 years in the west. Su Yang, when I set foot on this land again, I will wash away the hatred in my heart with your blood. The Su family must belong to me. Su Jinghan. Su Jinghan's eyes were filled with resentment, his expression ferocious and terrifying. Just then, his phone rang. Glancing at the caller ID, Su Jinghan frowned slightly, then a sneer curled his lips and he answered. "Su Jinghan, where have you been these past few days? Why did you suddenly disappear? What happened in Jadefinger Fairyland 2 days ago? Where is Black Dragon?" A demanding voice came from the other end of the line. "Master Nalan, I've been exposed. As for Black Dragon, he's dead," Su Jinghan said calmly. "Exposed?" The young man on the other end of the phone rebuked in a deep voice. "HMPH, Su Jinghan, I told you there was no need to go to the Jadefinger Fairyland, but you didn't listen and wanted to kill Su Yang with your own hands. Now something's happened, right? You didn't give me away, did you?" "No, I escaped at the critical moment and have been hiding from the Su family's secret guards these 2 days." "That's fine, but why did the plan fail? Who killed Black Dragon?" Hearing this question, Su Jinghan smiled lightly, and then said, "Master Nalan. Black Dragon was too careless and died at the hands of Xiao Ting. Although I didn't give out who you are, the Su family will definitely investigate. You'd better find a chance to get rid of Su Yang and stop being timid." Su Jinghan narrowed his eyes slightly, and then said, "I heard that you are also a master of ancient martial arts and have reached the late stage of Huajin. You can kill Su Yang yourself. Su Yang is just a useless waste who is powerless. He is definitely not your opponent. After killing Su Yang, don't forget to call me back and make me happy." "Okay, enough talk. I'll be taking a boat out of Jiangbei tonight. I hope we'll have another chance to work together." With that, Su Jinghan put away his phone, adjusted his gold-rimmed glasses, and a dark look crossed his face. "Haha, you bastard, don't think I don't know you've been using me. I've suffered at Su Yang's hands, and you won't have it easy either." With that, Su Jinghan vanished into the darkness. Meanwhile, at the Nalan family estate, a handsome young man slowly put down his phone, his eyes calm. His features were strikingly handsome, but his complexion was rather pale, adding a touch of femininity to his complexion, making him unpredictable. "Is Su Yang, a mere dandy, so difficult to deal with?" the feminine young man muttered. Beside him, a burly middle-aged man said, "Third young master, if you only ask, I'll take Su Yang's life tonight." The graceful young man was none other than the third young master of the Nalan family, Nalan Mings. Nalan Mings is gentle and polite to others, and his talent for business is formidable. At a young age, he has taken over more than half of the Nalan family's industries. He has a very good reputation in Jiangbei and is known as the #1 young master in Jiangbei. No need. At this time, Nalan Ming shook his head and said, the Su family is not easy to mess with. Unless they have no other choice, the Nalan family had better not take direct action, the burly man said disdainfully. Third young master, a smiling Buddha has made the Su family panic. In my opinion, the Su family is nothing special. What are you afraid of? The Su family has Su Jingguo below and Su Qianqan above. Su Jingguo is far away in the frontier, so it's okay, but Su Qianqan is in charge of the Su family manor. Nalan Ming said with deep taboos, that person is the god of the Su family. As long as he's alive, the Nalan family cannot make a move against the Su family. If they want to kill Su Yang, they can only use outsiders. I understand, the burly man nodded, and then said, this black dragon is too unreliable in doing things. Even Xiaoting can't deal with it. If I go, Su Yang will die that night. Third young master, next time something like this happens, just send me. Well, let's put the matter of killing Su Yang aside for now. Nalan Ming's changed the subject, but, right now, I really need you to kill someone, the burly man excitedly asked. Who? Su Jinghan? Su Jinghan? Isn't he your partner? Don't ask questions you shouldn't ask. Nalan Ming's eyes glared, and he said coldly, go ahead. Yes, the burly man broke out in a cold sweat and hurriedly agreed, then left the scene. Su Jinghan, don't blame me for being cruel. You know so much about me. Only by killing you can I feel at ease. Cough cough. Nalan Ming smiled softly, then coughed a few times, a trace of blood escaping from the corner of his mouth. He skillfully took out a handkerchief, wiped the blood from his mouth, and said lightly, the coughs have been getting more and more frequent lately. Tomorrow it's time to check on Hua Qingde. Nalan Ming's had a medical condition, congenital asthma, which had plagued him for many years. Originally, the disease was incurable, but he learned that Tuo Shimiao had an elixir passed down from his ancestors that could cure him. But that elixir was extremely important to Hua Shimiao, as if it were his life. Nalan Ming's had offered a staggering price for it, but Hua Shimiao refused. So Nalan Ming's shifted his focus and had been in contact with Hua Qingde recently, hoping to use her to find out the elixir's whereabouts, so he could return to normal. With this in mind, Nalan Ming's called Hua Qingde and said with a gentle smile, Miss Qingde, are you free tomorrow at noon? I'd like to treat you to a meal. Chapter 45 Information provided by Hua Shimiao. The next morning, Su Yang was still practicing in his room when he was interrupted by a rapid ring from his phone. The caller ID read Li Fixuan. Su Yang swiped to answer the call, then smiled softly and said, honey, why did you think of calling me? Did you miss me, Su Yang? I heard everything about last night. It was so thrilling. Fortunately, a mysterious master took care of the smiling Buddha, Li Fixuan said. Haha, honey, you called just to talk about this. Su Yang smiled and said, I thought you were going to get a room with me. Get a room? Li Fixuan, on the other end of the line, frowned, her face slightly flushed. Su Yang, stop talking nonsense. Come to school today, or I'm worried you'll be expelled. I heard Teacher Qingde has been in a bad mood these past few days. Honey, are you at school? Su Yang smiled. If you're here, I'll come. If you're not, I won't. Well, I'm not like you, skipping class on the first day of school. I'm a good student. Li Fixuan blushed and said, as for you, whether you come or not is none of my business. With that, Li Fixuan shyly hung up the phone, her heart racing. I've been skipping classes for so many days. It's time to go to school. Also, I wonder how Hua Shimiao has found out about my grandfather. Does he know who's trying to destroy the Su family? With this thought in mind, Su Yang got out of bed and drove the Bentley Mulsanne away from the Su family estate. Soon, Su Yang arrived at Bohemia University and walked directly into Hua Shimiao's office. Master, Hua Shimiao knelt on the ground upon seeing Su Yang, bowing respectfully, his eyes filled with awe. Well, stand up. Su Yang raised his hand slightly, then asked, what happened to the matter I asked you to inquire about, Master? Mr. Su is very tight-lipped. He only told me that the person who attacked the Su family was from a powerful ancient martial arts sect with unfathomable strength. He refused to disclose anything else, Hua Shimiao replied. Ancient martial arts sect, Su Yang couldn't help but ask, Hua Shimiao, what realm is my grandfather at, Master? Hua Shimiao continued, Master Su reached the Grandmaster level many years ago, and after my treatment, his injuries have recovered by 50% to 60%. Master, therefore, the Smiling Buddha's attack on the Su family is completely self-destructive, so I didn't ask about it, Huashimao added. Yes, I see, Su Yang guessed, since that man could fight Grandpa to a draw, he must also be a Grandmaster. Master, your guess is correct, indeed. However, if that man comes to provoke the Su family again, the result won't be a draw. Huashimao flattered him. Master, you are also a Grandmaster, and you are so proficient in transforming your ki into the 5 elements. You must be among the best Grandmasters. If you join forces with Old Man Su, that man will definitely not leave Jiang Bei alive. Hearing this, Su Yang just smiled. He hadn't encountered a Grandmaster yet, and he was unsure if he could compete with him. Huashimao, how many martial arts Grandmasters are there in the world? Are they many? Su Yang inquired. Not many, just a handful, Huashimao responded seriously. A martial arts master is worthy of being an elder of an ancient martial arts sect, and they're even rarer in the city. Masters like Old Master Su are not only renowned in the city, but also in the ancient martial arts world. At this point, Huashimao suddenly remembered a question and continued, Master, was it you, Su Xuantian, the young master who killed the Smiling Buddha in the 9 Gates Black Market last night? Su Yang didn't deny it, but said, just keep this to yourself. Don't tell anyone. Yes, Huashimao responded respectfully. Su Yang nodded, then said, how's your practice with the 9-turn rejuvenation needle going? I've almost mastered the 2 turns you taught me, but I'm not quite there yet, Huashimao said. Su Yang shook his head and said, after all these days, you're still not proficient. It seems you have very little aptitude for medicine. If others knew, if someone complained about Huashimao's lack of medical talent, they would surely be shocked. After all, Huashimao was a renowned doctor, even well known in Kyoto. However, Huashimao didn't object. He accepted the advice with alacrity, not even daring to say a word. Master, you're right. I will practice diligently and not let you down, Huashimao said, his demeanor lowered. Yes, diligence can make up for lack of talent. More practice is always beneficial, Su Yang nodded. Thank you for the encouragement, Master, Huashimao said respectfully. Then, a question occurred to him. Master, I heard that Su Xuantian went to the Juman Black Market to buy energy stones. Do you still need them? Su Yang's eyes lit up at this, and he said, yes, do you have any? I don't have any. Energy stones are extremely precious, but your grandfather does, and he's announced that, as a token of his gratitude, he'll be waiting for Su Xuantian at the Juman Black Market tonight with 2 energy stones to personally present to him. Huashimao looked at Su Yang, puzzled. Master, didn't you know about this? No, Su Yang shook his head. So, are you going to see Mr. Su tonight? Yes, why not? Su Yang smiled. He certainly wouldn't miss out on the 2 energy stones. After all, his disguise as Su Xuantian would change his voice, appearance, and aura so drastically that no one would recognize him. Huashimao, thank you for telling me such important news. I don't want to stay at the school anymore. Please ask for a few more days off for me, Su Yang said. Master, you're welcome. I'll arrange the leave for you, Huashimao said respectfully. Just as Su Yang and Huashimao were talking, there was a sudden knock on the office door. At Su Yang's signal, Huashimao said calmly, come in. Then, a woman in black stockings walked in, her long legs striking a chord. It was Hua Qingde. Grandpa. Hua Qingde first greeted Huashimao, then noticed Su Yang next to her and immediately said angrily, well, young Master Su, you asked for leave on the first day of school to go dog fighting, and now you have the nerve to come back. Teacher Qingde, it's been a while, Su Yang greeted. Don't call me teacher, you don't deserve it, Hua Qingde said angrily. A piece of trash like you makes me feel so uncomfortable just looking at you. What the hell? Am I that annoying? Su Yang rubbed the bridge of his nose and countered, Teacher Qingde, do you have some quirky habits? It's been a few days, and you're still wearing those beige panties? Don't they stink? I changed them once a day, okay? I washed them when I got home that day, and today Hua Qingde was speaking when she suddenly realized why she had to explain herself to him. She gritted her teeth and said, Su Yang, you filthy rascal. Don't bring up this topic again, and don't even look at me, okay? Su Yang smiled and said, Dean Hua, Teacher Qingde must be talking to you about something. You two can talk. I'm leaving now, With that, Su Yang strode out of the dean's office. You can't leave. Stop right there. Hua Qingde tried to stop him, but Hua Shimao said, Qingde, Su Yang already asked for leave. Let him go. Another leave. Hua Qingde couldn't help but ask, what is he going to do this time? Hua Shimao paused. What? The master hadn't said. After a few seconds of pause, Hua Shimao couldn't think of a reason, so he said, probably going to a high-end club. Chapter 46 Sukayankan's thoughts must read. A high-end club. Hua Qingde was a bit confused when she heard that. When she realized what was going on, she gritted her teeth and said, Grandpa, you're not mistaken, are you? You're also granting leave to go to a high-end club. Your attitude towards young Master Su is not normal, Grandpa. Did young Master Su threaten you? Okay, Qingde, don't ask about Su Yang's affairs from now on. Hua Shimao didn't explain, but said, Qingde, what's the matter with you coming to see me? Hua Qingde was indignant, but since Grandpa had spoken, she could only let it go. Then, Hua Qingde responded, Grandpa, I just wanted to tell you that I won't be going back for lunch. Huh? Where are you going? Hua Shimao asked, puzzled. Brother Nalan asked me to have lunch with him at Yangtze Lake, Hua Qingde said shyly, her delicate face flushing. Yangtze who? Hua Shimao paused, then said, even an old man like me knows it's a couple's restaurant. How far have you and Nalan Ming's gotten? Grandpa, what do you mean by what? We haven't confirmed our relationship yet. This is just a normal dinner between friends, Hua Qingde said, blushing. Would ordinary friends order food at Yangtze Hu? Hua Shimao said calmly, Qingde, you'd better keep your distance from Nalan Ming's. I can't figure him out, that's Brother Nalan's temperament, hesitant and profound. What do you know? Hua Qingde rolled her eyes at Grandpa, then said, besides, Grandpa, last time you praised Brother Nalan for his wisdom and composure, and asked me to spend more time with him. Why are you changing your tune now? Last time was last time, this time is this time, Hua Shimao said seriously. In short, you should keep your distance from him. Don't get too close. Hua Shimao could probably guess Nalan Ming's intentions. It was probably related to his ancestral elixir. The last time they met, Nalan Ming had offered to buy it, but he had refused. Hua Shimao felt that Nalan Ming's approach to his granddaughter was most likely for the ancestral elixir, which instilled in him a slight dislike for him. However, Hua Shimao couldn't bring himself to tell Hua Qingde about these things. Grandpa, how can you be so tolerant of that loser Su Yang, yet feel a certain dislike for Brother Nalan? Did you mistake them for each other? I don't care what you say. It's getting late. I have a date with Brother Nalan, Hua Qingde pouted, then, despite Hua Shimao's attempts to stop her, turned and left the office. Hua Shimao could only sigh helplessly at this. After Su Yang left the office, he called Li Fixun and arranged to meet her at the campus lake. At that moment, Su Yang sat on a bench by the lake, waiting for Li Fixun. The campus lake was a popular dating spot on campus, and couples were everywhere, cuddling and cuddling, oblivious to the surroundings. Look at that classmate, coming to the lake alone. Isn't he annoyed seeing us couples hanging out together? Haha, I guess he doesn't have money for lunch, so he wants to come to the lake to eat some dog food. Everyone, don't be polite. Just feed him plenty of dog food and keep him fed. Several couples glanced at Su Yang, their words filled with derision. But just then, Li Fixun, dressed in a lavender dress, slowly approached. Her skin was fair, her features were stunning, her hair reached her waist, and her demeanor was elegant. Her appearance captivated everyone's attention. Then, under everyone's gaze, Li Fixun approached Su Yang and said, Su Yang, what did you call me for? Honey, it's noon, and I wanted to treat you to a meal, Su Yang said with a soft smile. Yes, Li Fixun nodded. Let's go to the cafeteria. I have classes this afternoon, so I can't go too far. Okay, Su Yang agreed with a smile, and then they left the campus lake together. Oh shit, that girl just now, could it be Li Fixun, the beauty from the finance department? Be confident, she's Li Fixun. She's so beautiful, there's no way I could mistake her. That guy called Li Fixun his wife, and she didn't refuse. Damn, we were still trying to feed him some dog food, but what the hell is going on? Seeing this scene, several couples on campus were stunned, the men's eyes filled with envy and jealousy. Soon, Su Yang and Li Fixun went to the college cafeteria together for a simple lunch. Su Yang, my grandfather's 70th birthday tomorrow night. Are you coming to celebrate? Li Fixun asked after dinner. Your grandfather, Su Yang smiled softly. Wife, your grandfather is my grandfather. I have to go, Su Yang, don't call me wife. Li Fixun blushed and gritted her teeth. Didn't I tell you? Let's talk first and get married if it's suitable. Okay, then I won't call you wife anymore. From now on, I'll call you daughter-in-law, Su Yang said. Isn't that the same idea? I'm ignoring you. Li Fixun's face flushed even more. She glared at Su Yang angrily and shyly ran away. The Blue Phoenix Empress is shy, haha. Su Yang found this scene quite amusing, and his liking for Li Fixun doubled. I have a birthday tomorrow night, and I need to prepare a decent gift. I happen to be going to the Nine Gates Black Market tonight, so I'll pick a gift then. 2 energy stones. I wonder how big they are. Can they help me break through to the 3rd level of key training? Su Yang smiled, then left the school and drove to the riverside villa. Ever since last night, Su Yang had realized that the person secretly protecting him was no longer Xiao Ting, but the deputy captain of the secret guards, Guo Yi. Su Yang knew Guo Yi well. He was a meticulous and strategic thinker. If Xiao Ting was the general who led the charge, then Guo Yi was the military advisor who commanded the 3 armies. Perhaps it was because Xiao Ting had repeatedly failed to keep an eye on Su Yang that he was replaced by Su Shenbing. Although Su Yang was aware of Guo Yi's presence, he remained silent. However, after Su Yang entered the room, Guo Yi followed him, which crossed Su Yang's line. Guo Yi, you've crossed a line. I don't like being disturbed when I'm resting, Su Yang said calmly, speaking to the air. Guo Yi, without a word, immediately left the villa and took up residence outside. He was also deeply curious, how did the young master know I was lurking in the shadows? Noticing Guo Yi's departure, Su Yang sat cross-legged and entered a state of meditation. Before he knew it, it was already night. Su Yang released his spiritual sense and discovered that Guo Yi had cleverly chosen a higher vantage point, observing the villa from afar. This way, no matter which direction Su Yang walked, he could not escape his observation. However, one cannot keep their eyes open forever. Seizing the moment Guo Yi blinked, Su Yang left the riverside villa, quickly disappearing into the night. It was a little after 8 o'clock in the evening, inside the Nine Gates Black Market. Su Qianqian, dressed in a mousesuit, sat in a small tea house, patiently waiting for Su Xuantian. Ever since he learned about Su Xuantian yesterday, he had been thinking about one thing: winning him over. He was already over 70 years old, and people were subject to aging, sickness, and death. He could no longer protect the Su family forever, so he considered winning Su Xuantian over. Su Xuantian, at such a young age, had already reached the level of Grandmaster, and his future was limitless. If he could be brought aboard the Su family's chariot, it would at least ensure the family's safety for 100 years. This thought grew stronger and stronger in Su Qianqian's mind, so the next day, he spread the word that in gratitude for Su Xuantian's annihilation of the Smiling Buddha and resolving the Su family's crisis, he was willing to give away 2 energy stones. This was just a starting point. Su Qianqian had already made up his mind: if he ever met the young Grandmaster, he would establish a relationship with him, no matter what. He even considered becoming sworn brothers with Su Xuantian. Chapter 47, Su Xianyao, let's become sworn brothers. That's right. It was sworn brotherhood. Sworn brotherhood was the most direct and effective way to bring 2 men closer. Once sworn, the Su family would be bound to Su Xuantian. Even after his death, Su Xuantian would spare no effort to protect the Su family. Although there was a significant age gap between him and Su Xuantian, ancient martial artists valued strength and only respected the strongest. Su Xuantian, despite his youth, had already reached the Grandmaster stage, making him fully qualified to be his brother. Furthermore, being a brother to such a talented young man would be a source of honor, not shame. Those old, naive men would surely be envious when they knew he had a young sworn brother. At this thought, Su Qianqian's lips curled into a smile, his resolve solidified, and he waited expectantly for Su Xuantian. At that moment, Su Yang had already arrived outside the Nine Gates Black Market. After disguising himself as Su Xuantian, he strode into the market. Young Master Su, the 2 guards greeted Su Yang respectfully, their demeanor at the lowest level, their eyes filled with awe. Yes, Su Yang said calmly, and then he was about to enter the black market. Young Master Su, please wait a moment. I have something to say to you. Suddenly, one of the guards summoned the courage to speak. Su Yang paused, frowning. Speak, It's like this, young Master Su. The Nine Gates black market has its own rules. No matter how deep the hatred is, no one may fight in the black market. Otherwise, they will be severely punished by the Nine Gates. You mean to punish me? Su Yang's eyes glared, and a chilling aura emanated from him, making the air around them seem to freeze. No, no, no. The guard's face changed instantly, and he said hurriedly, Mr. Su, you misunderstood. Please listen to what I have to say. After you left last night, I reported the matter to the Nine Gates. After the leader of the Nine Gates knew about this, he admired you very much and broke the rules that the Nine Gates black market had adhered to for decades for you, and decided not to punish you. The guard continued, Mr. Su, the leader asked me to tell you that the Nine Gates are willing to make friends with you. After a while, the leader will personally come to Jiangbei to have a drink with you. Since the other party was holding a friendly attitude, Su Yang naturally would not refuse, and said lightly, I see, thank your leader for me, Mr. Su, you are polite, the guard said respectfully. Yes, Su Yang nodded, then said, by the way, I don't have many hobbies, but I like collecting energy stones. Your Nine Gates black market is such a large place, so there must be a lot of energy stones. If your leader really wants to befriend me, bring more energy stones when you come to Jiangbei. Leaving this message, Su Yang strode away. Energy stones, the guard paused, then muttered to himself, I almost forgot. This monster first came to the Nine Gates black market for energy stones. He came to the black market tonight, probably to accept Su Qianqin's gift. It seems that Mr. Su really likes energy stones, another guard said. We must tell the leader about this. We can get twice the result with half the effort by catering to his interests. Yes, our Nine Gates black market is spread all over China, so we still have a lot of energy stones. As the two guards spoke, Su Yang had already arrived at the black market street. Su Xuantian has appeared, young Grandmaster Su Xuantian. He's really young, with those sparkling eyes and sword-like brows. He looks so handsome and cool, such a brilliant demon. I wonder if he needs a girlfriend. It would be so great if I could date him. Don't dream. From all the major ancient martial arts sects to the wealthy families in the city, who wouldn't want to win over Su Xuantian? What kind of woman doesn't he want? Just like last time, Su Yang's appearance immediately captured everyone's attention. However, unlike last time, this time, everyone was no longer skeptical, but filled with awe and admiration. This was especially true for the girls in the black market. Some were disciples of sects, others were daughters of wealthy families in the city, but at this moment, they all shared one common identity. They were fans of Su Xuantian. Several of them stared at Su Yang eagerly, their eyes twinkling like stars, wishing they could have him all to themselves. Su Qianqin stood in the crowd, his piercing eyes fixed on Su Xuantian, sizing him up intently. You're handsome, a rare talent, indeed, your looks are truly remarkable. While a little less impressive than when I was younger, you barely meet the criteria for being my sworn brother. Su Qianqin examined Su Xuantian, nodded with satisfaction, then stood up and greeted, young friend Su. Su Yang turned at the voice and saw a familiar face. Su Yang had a particularly vivid memory of his grandfather. The feeling of being related by blood was incredibly familiar. However, now that he was Su Xuantian, he pretended not to know Su Qianqin, frowning. Who are you? I'm Su Qianqin, from the Jiangbei Su family. Su Qianqin chuckled softly. Lately, the smiling Buddha has been acting arrogantly, attempting to harm the Su family. Thank you, young friend Su, for your righteous intervention last night. Previously, Su Yang's strongest impression of Su Qianqin was that he looked down on him, even more so than Su Shenbing, and even neglected to discipline him. Seeing his grandfather so polite now, Su Yang felt quite pleased. But he kept his distance and replied calmly, so it's Mr. Su. Your name is well known, but you may have misunderstood. The reason I killed the smiling Buddha was not for the Su family, but because he offended me, Su Yang said calmly. As for his conflict with your Su family, I was not aware of it. Haha, my friend Su, although your action was unintentional, it solved a big problem for our Su family, Su Qianqin said, reaching into his arms and pulling out two energy stones the size of eggs. He smiled gently and said, I know you are interested in buying energy stones. It just so happens that the Su family has two in their collection. To express our gratitude, I will give them to you today, 2 energy stones. This big? Su Yang's eyes lit up instantly, but he said, Grandpa Su, this is inappropriate. There's nothing inappropriate about it. No reward without merit. You helped the Su family, so you can naturally accept the Su family's thank you gift. Su Qianqin smiled and said, "My dear Su, please don't refuse. This is my little gift. In that case, I would be disrespectful to refuse." Su Yang put away the 2 energy stones without a trace, and then smiled. "Thank you, Grandpa Su, my dear Su, you are polite." Su Qianqin waved his hand, then showed a smile, and then went straight to the point. "My dear Su, actually, the reason I called you this time is mainly because I have an unreasonable request. I hope that my dear Su can agree." Su Yang smiled lightly and said, "My dear Su, just tell me what it is, then I will tell you. You can say it as you like," Su Yang said casually. "Okay." Su Qianqin looked at Su Yang with a sincere look. "My dear Su, I felt a sense of familiarity with you from the moment I saw you. Although we have only met once, it is better than knowing each other for decades. So, my dear Su, let's become sworn brothers." Chapter 48. My dear brother, let's become sworn brothers. The moment these words came out, Su Yang was completely bewildered, and he stood there in astonishment. Grandpa wants to become sworn brothers with him? What the hell? Don't be too surprised, Su Xiaoyao. I've thought about it seriously, and it's perfect for us to become sworn brothers. Seeing Su Yang stunned, Su Qianqin said, "Look, your last name is Su, and mine is Su. My name is Qianqin, and yours is Xuantian. The meanings are pretty similar. What a fate." Ahem. Su Yang touched the bridge of his nose and then said, "Grandpa Su, you must be kidding. There's such a big age gap between us. How can we become sworn brothers?" "I'm serious," Su Qianqin continued. "Age or something like that isn't a problem. You're very powerful, and we're both martial arts masters. We're on the same level, so becoming sworn brothers is reasonable. Besides, I'm not that old either. I'm only 70 this year, and you're not young either. You should be in your 20s. We're about the same age? 50 years apart, you call that about the same?" Su Yang's face darkened as he politely declined. "Grandpa, I think we better forget it. I have no intention of sworn brotherhood, young friend Su. I'm serious today. If you don't agree to swear brotherhood with me, I'll." Su Qianqin paused, then said, "I'll cling to you. Wherever you go, I'll follow you. If you don't swear brotherhood with me, you won't have freedom." Although Su Yang hadn't clashed with Su Qianqin, he could clearly sense his grandfather's unfathomable strength, a true martial arts master. According to Hua Shimio, his grandfather's injuries had recovered by 50% to 60%. Even if he hadn't taken action last night, the smiling Buddha would have been dead. Facing his grandfather at this level, Su Yang felt a vague sense of powerlessness. After all, he wasn't a true master, he was simply mistaken for one because of his water ball technique. But Su Yang had previously killed the smiling Buddha, who had reached the peak of Huajin, with a single move, and had always believed himself to be on par with a true master. But after meeting Su Qianqin tonight, he realized the gap between himself and the martial arts master. The difference between Huajin and Grandmaster is just one step, but it's a world of difference. Su Yang could easily obliterate a peak Huajin master, but he was extremely wary of Grandmasters. He felt that if he fought against his grandfather, he would most likely lose miserably. So, seeing his grandfather playing dirty and insisting on pestering him, Su Yang smiled bitterly and said, "Grandpa Su, why are you doing this?" "Su Xuantian, just agree to this. I promise not to pester you from now on," Su Qianqin continued. "Besides, if we are brothers, we can be stronger than iron. It would be nice to have someone to look after us in Jiangbei, brothers united." Su Yang didn't know what to say. Seeing his grandfather's persistence, he could only smile helplessly. "If you don't say anything, I'll take that as your agreement." Su Qianqin was overjoyed upon seeing this, looking up to the sky and laughing. "Haha, Su Xuantian, I'm a few years older than you, so I'm being arrogant for once and becoming your big brother." "How much older? How old is 70? Grandpa, where's your face?" Su Yang internally grumbled, but on the surface, he had to agree. He didn't want to be constantly hounded and pestered by his grandfather. That would leave him unable to do anything, and even risk being exposed. If Grandpa knew that Su Xuantian was him, Su Yang, he'd probably be socially devastated, right? Of course. That wasn't the most important thing. The key was that young Master Nalan, who had instigated Su Jinghan, had yet to surface. Su Yang didn't know the identity of the person behind the attack on the Su family, or what their background was. So, for now, he didn't want to expose himself. Playing the pig, you can eat the tiger. Grandpa Su, you've said this. If I refuse, I'll seem immature. At this moment, Su Yang smiled gently and said, all right then, let's become sworn brothers. From now on, you're my big brother, haha, good brother. Hearing this, Su Qianqan knew he had succeeded. He excitedly shook Su Yang's hand and said, from now on, we will share happiness and difficulties. The Su family is your family, and I am your big brother, big brother. What a sin. Ancestors, I had no choice. It happened for a reason. If you are still alive, please don't blame me. Su Yang first prayed inwardly, then squeezed his grandfather's hand and said passionately, good brother, let's share happiness and hardship together, haha, ha ha ha. Su Qianqan was extremely excited, and the more he looked at Su Xuantian, the more satisfied he became. My dear brother, how can we become sworn brothers without drinking? I know there's a good private restaurant in Jiangbei. Come on, I'll take you there to try it. Brother, you're still injured, so let's skip the drinking, Su Yang said with concern. Su Qianqan was immediately surprised. I don't think I told you I was injured. How did you know? Could it be that you, oh no. This is going to be exposed. Su Yang's thoughts raced, and he hurriedly said with a smile, brother, I am actually a descendant of the medical tradition, so I can naturally tell that you are injured. Descendant of the medical tradition, Su Qianqan paused, then smiled and said, brother, let me test you, can you tell the extent of my injury? That's easy. Su Yang pretended to examine him, then said, brother, your injury is old, at least 30 years old, and you recently used your true energy forcefully, causing the old injury to relapse. However, fortunately, someone treated you with a 9-turn rejuvenation needle, which is why you are getting better. Su Yang continued, if nothing unexpected happens, your injury will be healed in 10 days at most. Brother, that's amazing. Su Qianqan was shocked. Not only did you tell me the extent of my injury, you even recognized the 9-turn rejuvenation needle. You are worthy of being a descendant of the medical tradition. Your master must be extraordinary, right? Speaking of his master, Su Yang pretended to be mysterious and said, brother, I can't tell you that, haha, I understand. I won't ask any more. Su Qianqan smiled knowingly, then took Su Yang's hand and said, I know my injuries are manageable. A few drinks are nothing. Come on, brother, let's go have a drink. Unable to refuse Su Yang's hospitality, he followed Su Qianqan out of the 9 Gates black market. After the two of them left, the crowd finally reacted. Oh my god, Su Qianqan and Su Xuantian have sworn brotherhood. How hasty. And what's the age mismatch? What's the big deal? The ancient martial arts world only recognizes strength. Su Qianqan is Jiangbei's top master, renowned far and wide. He's not exactly climbing the ladder. This is a smart move for the Su family. With this powerful alliance, I'm sure the Su family will remain Jiangbei's leading family for decades to come. Half an hour later, Su Qianqan and Su Yang arrived at a small restaurant in the suburbs of Jiangbei. The restaurant looked old and unpretentious, but with so many customers, the food must be good. Su Qianqan seemed to be a frequent visitor. He ordered skillfully, then sat across from Su Yang while they waited for their food. Su Yang now just wanted to find an excuse to say goodbye to his grandfather quickly. He didn't want to keep taking advantage of him. But at this moment, Su Qianqan suddenly smiled and said, brother, I have a useless son named Su Shenbing. He admires you very much. According to seniority, my son should call you uncle. Brother, I'll call and ask your nephew to come and meet you. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49 Call Uncle. A good-for-nothing son? My nephew? Wow, this is a bit too much. Su Yang reacted and hurriedly said, brother, it's so late, your son should have a rest. Let's have dinner together again when we have a chance. That loser, he's over 40 and still only in the Huijin realm, how can he have the face to rest? Su Qianqan was full of disdain for his son, and then said, besides, brother, you are his uncle, he should come to see you no matter how late it is. Su Yang smiled bitterly in his heart and refused on the surface, brother, forget it, I didn't prepare any gifts. I have to give a gift when I see your son. Let's talk about it next time. It doesn't matter whether it's a gift or not. If you are willing to meet that loser, it is the best gift for him, Su Qianqin continued. Also, brother, don't always call your son. He is my son, your nephew. Don't be so formal, my nephew, okay, brother. Su Yang touched the bridge of his nose, and then said, don't let my nephew come over, let's just eat something tonight. However, as Su Yang spoke, Su Qianqin had already called Su Shenbing and said calmly, Shenbing, I'm at the restaurant I frequent. I want you to show up in half an hour. I'll introduce you to an elder. With that, Su Qianqin put away his phone, his eyes fixed on Su Yang, and he smiled softly. Brother, I've already notified my son. Don't refuse. It's always good to meet tonight, so we don't end up meeting each other later. Okay. Having come to this point, Su Yang reluctantly accepted. Su Qianqin was very shrewd. He knew that no matter how long he lived, he only had a few years left. From then on, Su Shenbing would be the one to maintain the relationship between the Su family and Su Xuantian. Only if Su Shenbing and Su Xuantian maintained their relationship well would Su Xuantian provide for the Su family after his death. Therefore, Su Qianqin couldn't wait to introduce his son to Su Xuantian. Then, the previously ordered dishes arrived one after another. Su Qianqin and Su Yang didn't hesitate, enjoying their meal while waiting for Su Shenbing. Brother, I know the restaurant owner. He's reserved 4 bottles of Beiju, a century-old national cellar. Let's drink freely today, Su Qianqin said with a smile, filling Su Yang's glass. Okay, big brother, this one's in your honor? Su Yang accepted the offer and emptied his glass in one gulp. You're a good drinker, brother, Su Qianqin complimented, gulping down the same drink before refilling it. Soon, the two of them had finished 2 bottles of the century-old national cellar, which was over 50% alcohol. Brother, you're a real drinker. You've drunk almost a pound and your face isn't even red. Su Qianqin felt a little dizzy, but still conscious. Haha, big brother, I'm naturally able to drink without blushing, but I'm a little tipsy, Su Yang said with a smile, pretending to be a little tipsy, but in reality, he was completely sober. The wine he had just consumed had been refined by his spiritual energy, the alcohol turning into vapor and evaporating into the air. Even if he drank 10 or 100 pounds, let alone nearly a pound, he wouldn't be drunk. You're just a little tipsy. It seems you can still drink. Come on, brother, let's continue. Su Qianqin poured the remaining wine into Su Yang's glass, but before it was full, the bottle ran out of wine. He was about to get up to get some wine when a black Rolls-Royce came speeding in and stopped in front of the restaurant. Then, Su Shenbing got out of the Rolls-Royce, trotted over, stood respectfully beside Su Qianqin, and greeted him. Father, Shenbing, you've come just in time. Su Qianqin sat down and said, go and get all the wine I have stored here. Yes, Su Shenbing did as he was told, walked into the restaurant, and took out 2 bottles of century-old national cellar. Then his eyes fell on Su Xuantian next to him, frowning as he looked at him. What are you looking at? He's the elder I was talking about on the phone. Seeing this, Su Qianqin said sternly, you bastard, what are you standing there for? Call me uncle, uncle. Su Shenbing looked at Su Yang, his face full of surprise, a little confused, and asked in confusion, Father, are you sure? He looks about the same age as my son, how can he be my elder? I have sworn brotherhood with him. Now he is my younger brother and I am his eldest brother. Naturally, you have to call him uncle, Su Qianqin explained. Father, you've had too much to drink. You just pulled anyone on the street to become sworn brothers. Come home with me. Su Shenbing smiled helplessly, then supported Su Qianqin and wanted to take him away. Get out of here, Su Qianqin shoved his son aside and sternly declared, you useless piece of shit. Are you blind? This is the young man who killed the smiling Buddha, Su Xuantian. I was at the 9 Gates Black Market tonight. We hit it off, so we became sworn brothers. Su Qianqin chided him, call me uncle. Don't make me angry, Su Xuantian. Hearing this, Su Shenbing was startled, his gaze changing. He had assumed Su Yang was just an ordinary person, and calling him uncle was probably just drunken talk from his father. So, he hadn't had a good impression of Su Yang, even thinking he was a complete idiot. However, upon learning Su Yang's identity, Su Shenbing's heart sank. His gaze shifted from disgust to respect, and after a moment's pause, he internally praised his father's wisdom. Father has actually sworn brotherhood with Su Xuantian. Haha, that's a good thing. This way, The Su family and Su Xuantian are now connected. Anyone who wants to take action against the Su family from now on will have to consider the two Su family masters first. Father is so shrewd and calculating. He's truly the pillar of the Su family. Su Shenbing was overjoyed, a smile crossing his face. Su Shenbing, call me uncle. At this moment, Su Qianqin became furious. Su Shenbing reacted instantly, looked at Su Yang, and hurriedly said in awe, Uncle, Dad calling me uncle? What the hell? I've been your son my whole life, and you want to be my nephew? How is that even reasonable? It's not. Su Yang didn't dare agree, so he smiled and said, Master Su, you're so much older than me, you could be my father. Let's just go our separate ways. You don't have to. However, before Su Yang could finish, Su Shenbing interrupted him, his face serious. Uncle Xuantian, that won't do. You're my father's sworn brother, which makes you my elder. Rules are rules. Uncle Xuantian, here, your nephew offers you a glass of wine. I'll drink it. You're welcome. Su Shenbing opened the bottle, filled it up, and gulped it down. Su Yang was mortified. He had never seen anyone rush to claim their son as uncle. Uncle Xuantian, if you didn't deny me today, I would have kept drinking. Seeing that Su Yang didn't agree, Su Shenbing poured another glass of wine and gulped it down. After 2 glasses of wine, Su Shenbing began to feel tipsy, and his expression was distressed. Brother, my son is quite stubborn, so you have to agree to it, otherwise he will keep drinking, Su Qianqin said. Dad, I'm doing this for your health. When you find out the truth later, you can't beat me. Okay, Su Yang pretended to be embarrassed, but finally accepted Su Shenbing as his nephew. Chapter 50 Please accept my nephew's greeting. Uncle Xuantian, please accept my nephew's greetings. Su Shenbing was overjoyed, almost bowing in greeting, his face brimming with excitement. Was his father about to kowtow? Su Yang, startled, hurriedly stopped him, saying, Nephew Shenbing, don't be so polite. Sit down. Su Shenbing abandoned his kowtow and sat obediently aside. He couldn't help but ask, Uncle Xuantian, how old are you? Su Yang replied truthfully, early 20s, so young, impressive. Su Shenbing thought of his own son and continued, my son is about your age, but he's a complete loser. All he does is eat, drink, and have fun. He's a world apart from you. Su Yang was furious. Do you think I'm that bad, Shenbing? What nonsense are you talking about? Don't say that again, Su Qianqin rebuked him. Su Yang felt a little relieved upon hearing this. Grandpa really loves me. Seeing my dad slander me, he would intervene. Who knew? Su Qianqin would then say, how can that loser Su Yang be compared to a genius like my brother? Aren't you insulting my brother? Yes, I said the wrong thing. I'll drink a glass as punishment. Su Shenbing, fearing Su Xuantian's anger, hurriedly poured out a glass of wine. However, Su Yang felt particularly uncomfortable at this moment, his mind full of questions. He had thought Grandpa was speaking for him, but after all, it turned out that Grandpa was the one who looked down on him the most. Although he felt unhappy, Su Yang couldn't show it. He just wanted to say goodbye to the two of them as soon as possible. With this thought in mind, Su Yang looked at the wine on the table and had an idea. You guys are slandering me. I'll get you all drunk tonight. Su Yang then said with a smile, haha, big brother, dear nephew, there's no need to say anything else. It's a rare happy night, so let's not leave until we're drunk, okay, dear brother, big brother will accompany you, Uncle Xuantian, although I can't hold my liquor, I absolutely cannot back down tonight. Su Qianqin and his son enthusiastically agreed, each hoping to gain a closer relationship with Su Xuantian through drinking. Thus, the three of them ate and drank, switching to other liquors as the century-old national cellar ran out. After about 2 hours, Su Qianqin and Su Shenbing were both dazed and unable to sit still. Su Qianqin slumped over the dining table, while Su Shenbing lay on the floor, mumbling something, the words inaudible. Grandpa, Dad, this is a little lesson for you to look down on me. Su Yang, completely unintoxicated, a playful smile played on his lips before he vanished into the night. He didn't need to worry about his grandfather and father's safety, as he had already realized that the driver of the Rolls-Royce was Xiao Ting. After Su Yang left, Xiao Ting called the servants of the Su family and brought Su Shenbing and Su Qianqin back to the Su family. Not long after, Su Yang returned to the Juman black market again, using Su Xuantian's appearance to choose a gift for Li Fixun's grandfather in the black market. The first gift must not be shabby, so Su Yang spent more than 7 million to buy a piece of top-grade Luscian cloud tea. This tea brick is not simple. It has a unique name, called Fortune Flower Blooming. It was picked from the peak of Luscian Mountain and added with precious medicinal materials. Ancient warriors can strengthen their tendons and veins by drinking it. And ordinary people can also strengthen their bodies and prolong their lives by drinking it. After purchasing the birthday gift, Su Yang left the Juman black market directly. Damn, Su Xuantian is so generous. Blooming wealth tea must be expensive, right? Of course. A tea brick with its own name must be worth something. Why would he buy a tea brick? At his level, blooming wealth tea wouldn't have any effect on him. Maybe he's giving it to someone, or maybe they just like Luscian cloud tea. The discussion raged, but Su Yang couldn't hear it. After returning to his normal self, he returned to the riverside villa. Guo Yi was no longer guarding outside. Instead, he came into the living room and fell asleep on the sofa. Compared to Xiaoting, this Guo Yi seems a bit unfocused. Su Yang smiled, but didn't wake Guo Yi. Instead, he went upstairs, closed the door, and began meditating. Tonight, he obtained 2 energy stones the size of eggs, equivalent to 4 low-grade spirit stones. He wondered if refining them all would allow him to reach the 3rd level of key training. Only then would Su Yang be more confident in facing a martial arts master. Meanwhile, at the Su family manor, Su Qianqan and Su Shenbing, father and son, had regained consciousness after taking hangover remedies. Xiaoting, was I really lying on the ground when you saw me? Su Shenbing inquired. Yes, and, patriarch, you were drooling, smacking your lips, and mumbling something incomprehensible, Xiaoting replied truthfully. Su Shenbing's face darkened, his expression filled with extreme shame. Xiaoting, I didn't look ugly, did I? Su Qianqan couldn't help but ask. No, you just fell asleep on the table, Xiaoting said. Hearing this, Su Qianqan breathed a sigh of relief, then looked at Su Shenbing and said seriously, Shenbing, your drinking capacity is not good. Drink less when you go out in the future, so as not to embarrass the Su family. Okay, father, Su Shenbing agreed humbly, then turned worriedly and said, I wonder if Uncle Xuantian had enough to drink tonight. Father, do you have his contact information? I forgot to ask for it, but it doesn't matter. As long as he is still in Jiangbei, there will definitely be a chance to meet again. Su Qianqan smiled proudly. This sworn brotherhood is the best decision I have ever made in my life. Shenbing, in the future, be more respectful to your Uncle Xuantian. The future of the Su family depends on him, understood? Yeah, Su Qianqan nodded, and then said, by the way, a few people from Guoren are coming to Jiangbei. It seems they have a mission. You will receive them tomorrow. Although our Su family has withdrawn from Guoren, they have come from afar. As the host, some etiquette must always be observed. Besides, among the people coming, there are elites trained by you. Su Qianqan gave his orders, then said, I need to rest and recuperate for the near future. Unless it's important, please don't disturb me. Go. Yes, Su Shenbing agreed, then turned and left the underground chamber. After emerging, Su Shenbing looked at Xiaoting beside him and asked, where has Su Yang been today? Did he get into trouble? Reporting to the patriarch, Guo Yi sent word that the eldest young master has been staying at the riverside villa and hasn't left. Xiaoting replied. Impossible, right? Did Guo Yi check the room? Don't let that loser sneak out again. No, Guo Yi said he checked. And the eldest young master has been in the room? That's strange. How can he hold it in? Something's wrong. Su Shenbing frowned, then said, forget it, let him do what he wants. He'll be going to the National Blade Training Center in a few days anyway. Let him enjoy some peace and quiet for a few days. The next day, afternoon, Su Yang ended his training, and the 2 energy stones in his hands had turned to ash. From the 2nd to the 3rd level of key refining, the amount of spiritual energy required is much greater. 4 low-grade spirit stones are simply not enough, Su Yang said calmly. It seems that if I want to break through, I need to collect more energy stones. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's almost time to go celebrate a birthday. Su Yang glanced at the time and prepared to call Li Fixun. However, he had just taken out his phone and had not yet dialed when another call came in. It was from Wang Fuge, his tone particularly panicked. Fuck, Master Su, help. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all, see you in the next video.